Hey, how's it going? I hope this finds you well. This is a very special episode of the podcast because we got our good buddy Humzah Choudry on, and he runs a morning show, a radio show in New York with a friend of his, and I believe it's also available wherever podcasts are at, but it's called the Bottom of the Barrel Morning Show. It's a very funny show. You should listen to it. But Humzah had to record one while we were at the festival, and we had to record an episode of our podcast, and we were really wanting to get him on. So he was gracious enough to do a combination episode with us, which we are very excited about. Humzah is a New York comic who was raised in Oklahoma, so he comes back frequently. I think this was like his third or fourth time at the Blue Whale Comedy Festival. But he's a very funny guy, very good comic, so you should follow him on Instagram. His Instagram handle is humz.ah. So definitely give him a follow. Tell him the Valhalla boys sent you. And we also had Cody Troutman and Brett Jennings, friends of the pod, past guests on as well. So we did 5 people with 4 microphones. It's a little tricky there at times, but it's a great listen, great episode. Had a lot of fun recording it, and we were just stoked to get Humzah on the show. So enjoy, everybody. Thanks for listening.
You can act like a man. What's the matter with you?
Hi, hello, and welcome to Bottom of the Barrel Morning Show. This is your host, as always, Humzah Choudry, coming to you pre-recorded from beautiful God's country, Oklahoma, Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Woo!
I'm sitting here with my friends at the Blue Whale Comedy Festival.
Yeah.
I'm out of town, so I'm pre-recording on a Saturday. I'm sitting here with the Copper Valhalla, Oklahoma City's most famous stand-up comedy.
It's me.
I'm Copper, and that's
Do you guys want to introduce yourselves? I feel like I'll do a bad job.
It's me, Caleb.
Yeah, it's me, Tyler.
Caleb McCurry.
Tyler Barris.
The Copper Valhalla boys, and we're also joined with two extra guests, as always. Brett, what's your last name? Brett Jennings. Brett Jennings.
Yeah.
And Cody Troutman.
My mom's Jewish, that's why I'm
Is
a
Jennings
Protestant last name.
Tyler, as the producer of this episode, you're going to have a really hard job because our voices could not be more different in natural volume.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
Yeah.
I just saw you adjust the gain on the mic. I was like, buddy, you got another thing coming.
If I'm being honest, that's because it was at 0 when she started talking. I was like, we need to correct that.
Cody, go ahead and introduce yourself and then tell us the least funny comic at Blue Whale.
My name's Cody Troutman, the least funny comic at Blue Whale. I think it's a 4-way tie between all of you.
Yeah, that's fair. Just for any listeners, Blue Whale Comedy Festival is a festival in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Which we're all here performing on, and they fly in national headliners, great big names, and then they let us on it also.
Yeah, we somehow made our way in, which is nice.
They let us on it as well, and our good friend Caleb is about to perform.
He is.
Yeah.
In 2 hours.
And all of you guys have done really well, so we'll see if I can land this plane.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, the pressure is on. You're kind of like
I
if
am
we were
nervous.
taking PKs,
Because,
you're the 5th.
Yeah.
Brett and Cody both got off stage and they're like, man, I was really nervous. And I'm like, should I be fucking nervous? I don't understand.
No.
I
So
turned
now
to
I am
Tyler
nervous.
and was like, oh, I'm so nervous. And he's like, I'm so nervous.
Yeah.
God.
Well, I
And-
said I was so nervous because I don't give a fuck how you do.
Okay.
My show had already happened.
We're actually
That was
actively
fun.
rooting
Should
against
I-
you.
Yeah.
Should I reintroduce myself? Was the mic? It's
No, I don't think they care that much.
Yeah, they don't care.
okay. Hi.
Well, for the Copper Valhalla fans, this is
Hi, I'm a Protestant.
Yeah, for the Copper Valhalla fans, this is you trying to get revenge on the pod.
yeah.
No.
You're not a vengeful person.
No, I want everyone to succeed.
Wow. Wow. And you couldn't be more right about the volume thing.
Yeah.
She's whispering into this
It's a
microphone.
completely different
Who
dynamic.
are you scared of? What is it? Why
No,
so
I'm
timid?
excited.
Excited, yeah.
Excited and honored to be here.
Yeah, she's afraid of podcasts. She
Yeah.
like before a podcast will start, she'll be like, "Oh, great, let's do it." And then you hit record, and she's like, "Oh, should
And
I
she's like,
say
I
that?"
did drugs.
I've never done
I
drugs.
listened to your episode of Copper Valhalla, and there was a lot of. Can you edit that out?
A lot.
Yeah.
Should I?
And they didn't
I'm
edit
like,
any
like,
of
yeah.
it out.
what are you scared of? You said your parents listen to your stuff. Is that why?
Yeah, I don't think they'll find this.
Yeah, but are your parents like, Brett? We heard you do drugs. Like, what are they? They're on top of it. Like, they're still going through.
Well, because of my previous podcast, I talked about a lot of embarrassing dating things, and my mom's like, "Oh, that's not good.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think you should tell people that."
You were talking about how 30 dates in 30 days is blowing up, and I think it's
It
such a.
didn't. Well, because we deleted everything. Like, I shut it.
Yeah,
we didn't
but
even release all the episodes.
I think people like to see like
Womp
the
womp.
beginning and the end. They're like, oh, 30 dates in 30 days. I know exactly what I'm
Well,
getting.
for
We
context,
did
we were
12
talking about
dates.
this before the pod, but like 30 dates in 30 days, it was a podcast where you go on 30 dates.
we went on 30 dates in 30 days. My friend Natasha Vinnick, who's a comic
Was it
in
like
San
really
Francisco.
easy to get dates?
Yes.
What was the best date you went
That was
on?
not the hardest part.
Yeah. Yeah, she's not a guy. Guy.
I thought about my experience. I'm like, 3 dates in 3 years.
Yeah.
That would be my podcast.
Yeah.
And those are good numbers.
Those
Yeah.
are great
That was pretty good.
Well, we also didn't we weren't being picky. We
Yeah.
weren't like, oh, he looks a little weird. We were like, oh, he's alive and on this app.
Yeah. Yeah, so what was the best date and what was the worst?
Great question.
One guy told me that he wasn't allowed on Alcatraz because they just he had to apply to go to Alcatraz with his school, and they wouldn't let him because he was so weird. And he told me that on the date.
So
Man.
weird.
Another
is
guy
very
told
broad.
me. Well, or he was just not very fun. I don't know. I think
Like
the
a
teachers
psych
didn't like it.
evaluation?
And he was the only one I kept dating.
It seems like Alcatraz was where you want that guy
Yeah.
to be. It's like, go leave him on the island.
We went on speed dating, and there were a lot of guys in trench coats.
You know,
Oh my
this
God.
is something
It's
that
just a lot of guys wearing trench
That's
coats
fucking
to a
awesome.
speed
I don't like
dating.
that.
That's awesome.
My
like that
You're
one
the
bit.
guy in the trench coat.
I need a
in
trench
New
coat.
York has been by the time a girl goes on a date with you, she's been on 20 horrible dates.
Yeah.
So it's just
So
the
you're
bar
awesome.
is so low.
You just have to not be the worst
Right?
ever.
That's pretty good. Yeah, that's
The worst date for a guy, a lot of girls have creepy dates or he was making me uncomfortable, but for a guy, it's dude, she wouldn't fuck me.
Yeah.
That's a bad story.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Honestly,
would not
the
fuck
worst.
me.
The worst story. That's
That is
impossibly
the worst
how
thing
do we
to
get
happen.
through it.
Yeah. God.
There was
No,
a
okay.
lot of guys being my greatest passion is computer science.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then
'cause
would
you're in San Francisco.
explain AI learning, and I was like, oh, we don't have to do this
Are you
now.
so glad to be out of that dating scene?
Yeah, here it's different problems, but it's
What's the problems here?
I think people get
You meet guys who are like, my mama said that women are no good.
Yeah, Bobby Boucher.
yeah, it's different now for Cody to take.
Yeah. Well, Cody's doing bits off camera.
Yeah,
He's
no,
just doing
he-
background
He's looking
bits.
at me and telling me, I'm like, dude, grab the fucking mic.
Yeah.
Grab the mic and say it.
Yeah, Brett's talking about dating. Save this shit.
Save it for the stage.
Yeah, dude.
That is Caleb's catchphrase. I love when you say that. Anytime I say, anytime I try to be funny, just organically when we hang out, I'll make one joke and he's like, bro, save it for the stage. He has that face he
That's
does.
going to be his merch. Dude, start
Save-
saying that on stage.
Save it for the stage.
Save it for the stage.
Save it for the
That's
stage.
very meta.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
you do a good joke, just be like, whoa, Caleb, save it for the stage, brother.
Talking to yourself, that would be awesome. You start doing third
Do the Jim
person.
Gaffigan thing where you have the voice inside your head.
Yeah.
Save it for the stage, Caleb.
So, Brett, you talk about your worst day. What was your best one? I didn't hear the best one.
I don't know if I had a best. There was one guy who wore a magician's outfit,
That's
and then
awesome.
I kept making little bits about it.
Yeah.
I'd be like, "Oh, you're gonna pull a dove out of your coat,"
Yeah.
and then he'd be like, "What are you talking about?" And I'd be like, "Oh, because you're wearing a red cellophane
Yeah.
lapels and tails."
Yeah.
Cody
He'd be
is still
like,
doing.
"I just saw this."
He's
coat
still
and I
doing
like
bits.
it."
He's still
Cody's
running
going
wild
like-
with bits. I want you to say what you said.
It's really extreme.
Say it.
Brett said she dated this magician guy. And she's like, "Oh, you're gonna pull a rabbit out of your hat?" He's like, "No, I'm gonna pull my cock out of your ass."
There we go.
Look at
I
that.
was like, get mic'd up right now.
Look at that, dude.
And Brett was like, "Ooh."
Back with a vengeance.
He also was like, "Hey, can you drive me to my home?" And I was like, "Okay."
This is the best one?
And he was like,
Are you talking about the best one?
he lived with his mom, and so he's like, yeah, can you just drive like kind of far away? Anyway, I have a boyfriend though, so it's fine.
I cannot believe how uninteresting this is.
Dude,
Sorry.
Cody's dating is fascinating because his game. We were talking about this earlier.
Yeah.
Threatens to stab someone and then they hook up that night.
Yeah, that is
That
crazy.
is amazing.
Oh yeah.
That might be some sort of a record.
So no, well, okay. Before it gets out of hand here, I don't have like. I'm not great at like flirting or anything like that. What I do have is a very distinct personality. And there's a very small subsect of women that really like it.
You sound like you got a spreadsheet.
Yeah, he went into TED Talk mode.
Yeah,
Did you hear that?
Have you ever-
a very distinct personality? Like, what?
Do you guys know about poker at all? Like polarizing your range?
Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
No, go ahead.
Based on your bet sizing, it polarizes the range of what possible hands you could have. That is my personality. So it's very much like very few people feel ambiguously about me, but it's very clear where I stand.
Yeah, I don't
So,
like you, and
That's
that makes
fair.
sense.
That's very fair. So the story in
all
question was
making
I
sense.
always like water with no ice. And I was at a restaurant
Yeah.
and the waitress had brought me water with ice twice. And I was like, no, can I get no ice? And so then the third time she brought me ice as a joke. And I said, bring this back, a water with no ice. And if there's a single... And I felt there was a vibe here. I didn't just lead with this.
Yeah.
I felt there was... Because she was being playful about it. And she was like, what are you going to do if I bring it back with more ice?
Yeah.
And I said, if there's a single ice cube in here... And I picked up... My friend had ordered a steak. So I picked up his steak knife. And I said, I'm going to stab you in this restaurant.
Yeah.
So then she goes back and she comes out of the kitchen and she makes eye contact from her, and she's like walking at me. So I was like, oh, we're playing a game. We're having fun here.
Yeah.
And she brings it back and it has one massive ice cube in it.
Yeah.
And I said, I warned you. And I grabbed her arm and I pretended to stab her stomach with the steak knife. I was like,
Do you guys think this is tall privilege?
I think this is tall.
I was sitting down. I was sitting down. She hadn't seen how.
Yeah, but you're a big guy.
Yeah, I'm not sure which privilege it is, but I'm not getting
I think
away
it's
with
tall.
that.
If I did that, it's Chucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but
It's a
so
doll.
the end of the so she's cracking up. She thinks it's hilarious. My best friend, the other two people at the table, they're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. The guy, I don't know if he was like a manager or like a other way, but he had like the polo on with the logo of the establishment. He was like, sir. She's like, no, it's fine.
Yeah.
And
So just that is a crazy person. If
Yeah,
she's like
correct.
actively playing along with a stranger,
yeah.
she's insane.
Also, like, this is at Twin Peaks, so I feel like this happens a lot at that kind of restaurant.
Okay, this happens to Cody a lot. We've been at a restaurant for a writing, and he's like, it's like a crazy waitress is like starts flirting, like gives him her number. Like this happens to Cody a lot. It's
You think because he's kind of kooky that these
love
crazy
it.
women are like
they're
magnetized
like,
towards
oh,
him? Yeah.
Yes.
Do you know
Yeah.
what it is? It's like I come off as warm, maybe a little gay,
Yeah.
and it's non-threatening.
No, that's not what it is.
I'm wrong? Okay.
Yeah.
No, definitely warm.
Yeah, there's never been like a
Cody-
gay serial killer.
Cody is 6'3", 250 pounds. Or
It's quite a bit. I'm literally 230. It's not good. The summer body's not here,
Yeah,
folks.
but no, girls like mass.
yeah. No, you look good.
Girls like a big guy.
Appreciate that, bro.
You don't think
they
so?
love girth.
Brett does not. She wants. She wants
girls
some,
like tall guys. That's mass.
She wants low BMI.
and then I think girls like feeling small. They're like, oh, I'm a little girl that is.
I'll make you feel like a big bitch.
I'm a little tiny lady.
I'll make you feel like you're Brian Urlacher. That's what I make you feel like.
That you make girls feel powerful,
Yeah.
dude. You're a feminist.
I make
kind of
yeah,
in the
they're
bed.
big. I like them big.
That is a good bit. You should make that a bit about like you're a feminist because you make girls feel
I
big
already
and
got it
powerful.
noted, buddy.
He's
I
gonna go
should
do
have
that
saved it
today.
for the stage. Should have saved it for the stage.
Should.
But yeah,
Saved it for the
so after I
stage.
stabbed her, she was like, "No, it's cool." We kept flirting, and I was like, "What time do you get off work?" I was like very clear, and she's like, "What time should I get off?" And I was like, "How about?"
You should have been like 10 p.m. Close this bitch down. Get paid.
Time
Yeah,
to
do your
bounce.
job.
Which this is a little bit of a risky decision on her part. She clocked out and she took me to her house.
Yeah,
I was like, wow, that's. I said that night. I told her. Her response to this, by the way, was, "You're adorable." I told her, "Hey, you probably shouldn't bring a guy you don't know over to your house that just tried to stab you." It's like, just for future, if you ever get in
Yeah.
this situation
Yeah.
again, I'm cool. I'm not gonna kill you.
And at no point, even during that, was she like, I should rethink this?
No, she thought it was adorable. She's like, it's so cute how you're worried about me. I was like,
Oh.
okay, well,
This is a sick person. This is crazy.
What are her stats? What she look like?
she was very attractive. She was nice.
Yeah,
she was she was pleasant.
Yeah.
They don't really hire there if you're not.
Yeah, not to work it.
It's a good baseline.
Yeah.
First of all, you have to.
Did
have
you
the
ever see
beats.
this person again?
Oh, we dated for months. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is this the girl you were talking and telling me about? She's like,
sure.
I don't know. She's kind of insane.
Potentially. No, we saw each other for about 4 months, and then I would say that like I like the mental and emotional bond. I'm not like I'm not like out there fucking. That's not my vibe.
No.
But I think in that interaction, I had given off some of that energy.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what she had
take it home
expected.
and throw it down.
Yeah, that's what
She
that's,
thought you were going to stab her during sex.
Yeah,
That's kind of what
so
she was
that's what
probably
she expected
hoping
a little bit, and I think that's more what she was looking for.
for. Yeah.
And I didn't want to lead her on. I was like, listen, I can't really provide this type of no strings attached, risky sex. I'm a very structured person, despite what this story may sound like.
Yeah.
And so, we parted amicably.
What a great ending to that story.
Yeah. I thought it was amicable. I thought it was pretty amicable. I did see her out a couple times after that, and she was drunk, and she was like, fuck you. And I was like, hey. So I thought we were kind of like joke. Maybe there was a little bit of hostility, but
Yeah, fuck you sounds like pretty hostile. Yeah.
Yeah, like, I'm gonna stab you for real.
but no, it was a really sweet gal.
Yeah.
I wish her the best. She posted on
Yeah.
Instagram the other day. She's engaged.
Wow.
Yeah, I wished her congratulations. She said thank you. So I think we're.
Dude, why wish her congratulate? What are you
Yeah,
doing?
that's crazy.
I'm trying to like be kind
No.
and show her that there's no romantic.
No.
I don't want anyone who hooked up with my wife wishing her anything.
No, not at all.
You know what? I had not thought of it like that.
Like, why, guys, stay in the bushes, you know?
I had not
There
thought
Did you
don't
like
wanna be-
comment on the post?
No, I texted her. That's a. You know what? I'm
Oh,
sorry.
No.
Ah, man, that's bad. You know what?
And
in
she's
my,
like, "Fuck you." She's like, she keeps flirting with me.
and the weird part, she was like, "Hey, is this good lingerie for my wedding night?" She was like sending me pic. No, I'm just kidding.
That's
Oh,
fun.
dude, I thought you were being serious for a second. I was like, what the fuck? You're ruining someone's life right now.
No. I really did just say congratulate, wish you all the best.
Yeah.
Like I was trying to send the signal of like we're totally non-sexual,
Yeah.
but you're right. I should have just left it.
That's great.
Humza's taught
but
me a
Cody-
lot this weekend.
Cody can't not leave it though. Like Cody's got to
No.
say something. I feel like.
In every situation,
Yeah.
You know what?
you
And
need
this-
absolute closure.
This is the danger of like extended friendship stays. Like I think when I hang out with all you guys for a couple hours, you guys are like, guys, fun, high energy.
I love you, Cody. Don't get me wrong.
no.
We're not
you're
mad
great.
at you.
You're great.
But a weekend, I feel like by the end of the week, I can see that it's starting to wear everybody down.
No. I don't feel
No.
worn down as much as I do. Just like,
I feel like you're the topic of conversation.
No, that's
That's
not what I'm trying to be.
That's the power. The power.
Let
that
me
you have.
let's steer this back to. I don't want this to be a Cody monologue session.
you're an autist in his element, and we love to see it. Yeah.
Remember last year we did your pod, and for like 2 hours we talked about like your problems.
Oh yeah,
Remember that?
and
What problems
thankfully
do you have?
Kayvon joined in and talked about getting his cock sucked in a glory hole.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah,
was
that is
awesome.
one of the top pod stories I've ever heard.
That's fantastic.
Tyler and Brett were not on the radio show last year at this time. So for context, there was this guy who just crashed our hotel room and started telling us about how he snuck into the festival and all this crime he had committed. Then he was like, also just got back from Colorado, went to this glory hole, got sucked off, and she told me to come back the next day for free because I was cock of the week.
Wow.
So
That would never happen here, dude. We're locked away in
No,
the
the funniest part about that was like he got cock of the week, and we were like, so you went back for just another hand job, and he went, no.
that
was so funny.
That was so, dude. That's such a good detail. We're like, because we were like, oh wow, you went back and like got sucked out, like do another blowjob. He's like, no. Dude, that guy's a menace. Oh, he's so funny.
A menace to society. He's saying that the glory hole had a Snapchat. You can just like follow it on Snapchat
Yeah.
and just watch.
That's not a Snapchat I'm interested in. That sounds yucky.
That's like the beginning of the end of the internet.
Yeah.
Wait, are you
Moved on to
are you and Brett feeling shrooms right now? Are you guys feeling it?
It's like creeping.
No, it's gonna be like an hour for me.
It's great.
I have like a long come on, but
It's creeping.
How do you guys feel about the festival?
It's been great.
Everybody's up right now.
This is my
huh?
first festival, so it's been pretty sick.
Wow.
Yeah. First
Is this
festival
yours? First festival?
no, I did a Savage Henry which is like a.
Sounds like a guy.
Yeah.
Just like one guy.
It's like, yeah,
It's
I-
a
Savage
really
Henry.
fun festival. It's more like camp than a festival. Like they have like like we all play softball
Yeah,
and we
yeah,
all and the shows like here they have audiences at the shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there it's like just a lot of open mics and like bookshops, and I don't even know if like the people who run
Gotcha.
the bookshops know.
Okay,
You
so
think
this is your
eventually-
first festival.
But it counts as a festival.
Yeah.
It
Do
was
you think
fun.
eventually they'll just have like adult summer camps? Because that's
Wild
what that
West
sounds
Fest.
like.
It was so
Shout
fun.
out.
It's like summer camp for comics though,
Yeah.
because it was just like really fun comics,
Yeah.
and it was the best ever.
not a bad
Do you ever
deal.
do
Brett, you
Savage Henry?
forgot about Wild West Fest.
Oh, we did the Wild West Comedy Festival, and my mom came and was rude to everyone, like
fantastic.
incredibly rude to
Why?
every comic, and then was like, "I like them."
Yeah.
Like like a lot like Dennis came up to her and was trying to be like, "Hey, like your daughter's like doing very well in the scene." He's trying
Yeah.
to compliment me, and she went, "Ugh," and then walked away. He tried to shake her hand. She went, "No." Did the
She
same-
refused to
She
shake
went up to
somebody's hand?
Caleb after he did a show, and she went, "Whatever you did up there was good."
She would not shake my hand.
She wouldn't shake.
Why doesn't she shake people's hands?
I think she told me later she had COVID, and I was like, "Why did you go to the?"
Yeah, but COVID doesn't exist at the Wild West Fest.
It was a lot of belt
Texas.
buckles and
Yeah.
boots.
It
and-
never worked.
That's yeah. You can just go to Wild West Fest and be like, "Fuck COVID," and you'll probably kill.
It was an interesting comedy festival. I had a lot of fun.
You look at COVID and you say no,
Yeah.
no,
No.
and then you're fine.
Yeah, it doesn't exist. You gotta say stuff on the mic, dude.
Yeah.
No, dude, Cody's like giving me. He's like, talk about this. Talk about.
Yeah,
I wonder
dude.
if like this mic is gonna pick it up.
You're well.
Yeah.
He was like,
It's like, talk about
it's
Wild
sounding.
West.
It's sounding very chatty. So
Oh,
if you're
I'm
not,
sorry.
no, it's fine. If you're not on mic, you gotta hop on there, dude.
You're right. I gotta keep it. I gotta keep it together. I'm derailing the operation here. But
Everything's fine.
what I was telling Caleb to bring up was the Wild West Fest is where the guy made the best joke I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Where the Wuhan.
No, say it.
So the joke was, let me get it right. He said, and shout out Brian Dixon. This guy's a killer. I tried to follow him and bombed after
Yeah.
his closer was, my mom is such a whore. Her
Love the
pussy
premise.
is like the Wuhan virus. I was like, what the fuck does that mean? There was a beat, and then the room explodes. This fucking killed. And he's like, I've been Brian Dixon. They're like, yeah, bring it back. And then I get up there, and I was like, what does that mean? They're like, shut the fuck up.
That's insane.
It was. I even told them, I was like, dude, I did not follow that well. That was I don't
No.
even know what that means.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me
That's
at all.
gotta just like boost your confidence so much in a joke.
Yeah.
If people just like you're like, oh, I can just say that, and people will go insane.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just like, to me, I'm still trying to figure it out.
Yeah. He's like,
I
I,
don't know
thought
what
of
it
that
means.
while I was pumping gas. Imagine if I think of something for real. I'm a comedy god, dude.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna go on stage. I'm gonna be like, I fucked this girl.
Nice.
Her pussy stank. And the room will explode. I'll be
Yeah.
like, dude, I'm so fucking good at this.
Ideally.
If you say that, I'll give you $5. No,
You gotta
don't
go.
say that.
You gotta
Don't say
give me
that.
like 100.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I didn't want you to actually say it. That would be bad.
$100. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do it.
You should do a 3.5 minute new bit where you intentionally bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dear God.
dude, this my favorite
I will keep
show.
my chatting to a minute. I apologize.
Sorry, everything's fine.
My favorite show at this festival is the one on Thursday night.
Yeah.
that you did.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. We had a good time.
Because it's at a bar and it's just a stage and it's just like rapid fire comedians and like everyone's just hanging out and beers are $2.
Yeah.
So-
It's a very rowdy dive bar.
Yeah.
Hey, do you guys want to hear what Brett wrote me?
What'd she write you?
She said, "Am I killing the vibe? It feels like it." And I said, "No." And then she said, "Shrooms are hitting. Don't say anything."
Yeah, I don't know. It's a real slow ride. I'm not going to feel it for like an hour.
Yeah. 5 minutes later, she's
Wait, can we get Brett update us? How do you feel?
It's good.
Yeah.
It's fine.
No, dude, like when shrooms hit and like you're like expecting it like not for a while, it is really scary. For me at least.
It is a shift.
like what's the feeling? You're just like, well, where am I?
No, it's like pretty. Just like honestly, it feels like really good weed when it first comes on. It's just like a nice body, euphoric thing.
I don't know. I always get afraid, like, oh, like everyone knows, or maybe like they think something's up, and I get like in my head.
I mean, I'm that way off of everything. That's just a sober thought for me.
Yeah.
I listen to you on your radio show, and you'll share like an anxious inner thought you have.
Yeah.
And I share almost all of them. Like when you were talking about like being in the way at a bar.
Yep.
Dude, but at the Sound Pony show, like before I went on stage, I was like strategically planning, like, okay, how am I going to get to this stage? Where am I going to stand when I'm on deck?
Yeah.
And then I'm just like holding a wall the whole time I'm not up there.
Trying to be the wall.
Yeah, exactly. If I can just blend in so no one sees me, that's perfect.
Dude, that happened last night when we were at the bar. I was like, we were waiting for a drink and it was taking forever.
So
and I was
long.
like, am I going to be the last person served on Earth?
Yeah.
Are you going to like? It seemed like he was like looking for people to serve.
Yeah.
Before he came over to us.
Also, I was ID'd like 4 times last night. Like for every beer, I was ID'd.
Yeah.
It's insane. I was like, come on, please. I'm old enough to be here.
This is going to sound like really racist and horrible.
But let's let it rip.
Humzah, if I were you and like I was like disrespected like that, I would make it a race thing.
Yeah.
Every time.
You know, white people always say that. It's like the one card you don't have.
Yeah.
And you're like, if I could do that, you wouldn't. You wouldn't do it.
There's no way I would do that. Because of those anxious thoughts, it would be like,
but then you're also like the brown guy who's like, oh, is this a brown? And then something actually happens.
Yeah.
And now I'm fucked.
And then you're a brown guy who's cried race before.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's not what you want.
I cried wolf too many times, and now I'm at Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I used it at the bar already. It sucks. Dude.
Yeah, it's not what you want.
So you got to save that one for when you need it.
It's not what you want at all.
Yeah. What do you guys usually talk about on the pod? You guys usually just like...
Oh, it's a lot of movies a lot, and then we get sidetracked, and then we just start...
Dude, I just watched Snowpiercer.
The movie?
Yeah.
Good one.
Fucking rocks.
Okay, here's why I hate high crowds, because I did my Polar Express joke.
Yeah.
And after the joke, the highest guy in the front row goes, or like Snowpiercer, because they die on a train too. It's just like, yeah, man, thanks. Like, God, I hate high crowds. But
yeah.
I've never
or like
seen...
Schindler's List, because that movie has people too.
Yeah, right. I've never seen that movie.
Yeah.
But it sounds not pleasant.
It's not like Polar Express at all.
No.
I imagine. It might be the opposite of Polar Express, honestly.
Yeah.
I cried during that movie. Is that cringe?
No, it's
Schindler's
pretty
List.
intense. But dude, the thing I like about that movie is like there's a kickoff point, and when thing kicks off, you're like, oh, okay, it's gonna be exciting for the rest of the movie.
That's Chris Evans, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like, did you watch Everything Everywhere All at Once?
No.
It has a kickoff point also, where the guy like is in the elevator and like switches from like universes, and you're like, oh, from here on out, this movie's gonna be fun.
I heard the title of that movie and I was like, that's gonna be too much.
It is a lot.
Yeah,
I liked it, but then I feel like it was an hour longer.
Which Everything
Everywhere all at once than it needed to be a little bit.
Maybe I don't remember thinking that, but I remember there's a scene where the characters turn into rocks.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I was like, this has been a long movie.
This has been a long movie, but I just remember caring so much that even just as rocks, I was like tearing up.
I did cry.
These two rocks having a conversation.
I think it's really good for, like, I feel like that's like every mother-daughter relationship. Your mom's like hard on you, but like it's because she loves you.
You know what other movie did that really good was Lady Bird.
Lady Bird. I saw that with my mom, and she was like, "It's us," and I was like, "Okay, I've never jumped out of a moving car."
Why?
She didn't say bye to her when she went for the airport. She just stayed in the car. I got mad. I didn't like that.
The mom did. Yeah, dude, I that movie, I went on a first date with a girl to that movie.
Oh, that's
I was
heavy.
like tearing up.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Like, this is not going to work, dude.
That's not good at all.
I was feeling very emotional afterwards.
I watched Donnie Darko last weekend.
It's a good one.
It's the second time I've seen it, and I didn't remember that it ended the way it did. Like, the whole movie's like a dream, basically.
Dude, you want to hear something insane that I do?
Yeah.
Is that this started in one way, but I don't watch movies because I'm too ADD, but I will read what happens on Wikipedia or IMDb.
Yeah, I do that for like if I like see a movie and I'm like, this looks interesting, but I do not want to like get into it.
Yeah,
I
it's
will
too much.
read the ending.
If the runtime's too long,
I
like,
started with scary movies. Whenever I'd have to watch them,
I do that
with a chick.
Yeah.
I would read what happens so I know who dies, so I don't get scared.
Yeah,
And then I could play it cool during the movie.
I read the description.
Thank you. That's
I
a
read
life
like the
hack.
whole synopsis of this movie called Antichrist with Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, I saw the beginning. It's like a fuck scene. And it shows everything.
Yeah, and
it's porn. I turned it off.
And
then a baby died
And then
in the middle of the scene, and I was like, I can't fucking watch this.
No, I read the synopsis and it has stuck with me.
Really?
Yeah, like there's a point. I don't know if you got to this point. There's a point where they're having sex, and she smashes Willem Dafoe's balls, and then jerks him off until he comes blood. And now I've never seen the movie. Every time I see Willem Dafoe, I'm like, that must have been a weird time shooting that scene.
See, I always get mad about like there are too many Marvel movies, but then like if people like make original thoughts, they make that shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what?
Stick to the formula.
I'm gonna watch Black Panther. I don't care. I don't really want to fucking watch that.
No.
But you think he was reading that script like, yeah. Oh yeah, this is. I need to be a part of this project.
So artsy. Yeah, I'm not. There's no part of me that would be like, well, that sounds fun. Like that's how I want to spend an 8-hour work shift.
I didn't watch the movie. I just read the synopsis because I saw a scene. It's a movie called Ken Park, and it just shows this kid skateboarding, right? And he's having fun, and then he sits down at the top of the ramp, pulls out a gun, and kills himself.
Oh my god!
And I was like, "That's really
End movie."
It's really interesting."
Finn.
But I read the plot, and I was like, "Yeah." Like this is like the worst thing ever,
Yeah.
but like I'm kind of glad like I read that. It's like interesting, but like I would not want to watch.
And which
Yeah.
Pixar short is that? That's where.
That's one thing though. Is like when I read it, I don't remember it necessarily. Like
Yeah.
when I watch a movie, it's like you experience the whole thing, so I actually remember. I'm like, okay, I can recall. But I've read like certain movies, and I've read them like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
just because it's like you don't really get the full effect.
Yeah, if it really sounds interesting, I'll go to the Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
But if not, I'll just go to IMDb.
You know what's really annoying? Sometimes there's a difference between on Wikipedia pages. There's plot and synopsis, and when I want to watch a movie, I read the synopsis. Sometimes they'll just put the plot there, and so like movies get spoiled.
Yeah, that's never fun.
It's really annoying.
Not
Yeah,
good.
I think synopsis is the whole what happens.
Yeah.
Plot is the shorter one.
What?
The synopsis is like a very short general summary. The plot on Wikipedia, I don't know if these are the actual
I'm thinking
definitions.
on IMDb.
Yeah, I'm not
But
crazy.
On the actual Wikipedia page, because that's a very true point. Like I do the same thing where the synopsis will tell you like 2 sentences of what happened, like the general theme of the movie,
Yeah.
and the plot will just spoil the
Okay.
whole thing, go
So
scene by scene.
This is what is even crazier is I won't read a book, but I will read a movie that is based off of a book.
Yeah,
I'll read the synopsis.
100%.
So it's just like I guess it's just like the crack version of it.
Reading a book feels like such a time investment.
I only read books because every Valentine's Day, my mom will send me like a self-help book.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just have shelves of like Steve Harvey's, like think like a man, act like a lady, like settling for Mr. Good Enough. They're all like dating
Yeah.
self-help books, and so I've started to read them, and they're pretty bad.
Are they?
They're all like sad stories about like old 50-year-old women who are like, I should have settled for that guy.
Really?
My mom's like, see, and I'm like,
Damn.
could you stop
Your
sending
mom's
me these?
secretly writing them.
Yeah, they're all ghost author.
That's
Do your moms do that?
Send
Do
me
your-
self-help books? No.
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 I don't know if I've ever. I read The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. Is that a self-help book?
She sent me that one.
That one I read. It was fine.
Did it help?
He just was like, all of his opinions were like, everyone says this, but I'm going to take the opposite
Yeah.
approach and thought. And I
Yeah.
was like, okay.
Yeah. It wasn't that good.
It was short.
It was fine. Yeah. It was short. I don't know. I don't like.
Yeah.
I don't know what I don't know. Do you guys do self-help? I don't think I'm helping myself.
I don't.
No, I think the only self-help book I would read is The Perfect Day to Boss Up by Rick Ross. That
He
sounds
wrote a
nice.
book?
Yeah. It's great.
Dude.
Self-help is rap music.
Yeah.
Like going out and getting money.
yeah.
Pretty much.
That is self-help.
Yeah, that's all the self-help. I
At the
need.
risk of sounding crazy, I do read a lot of the self-help. I like
You
it.
do.
Of course
You're
you do.
you're all about the like what is it? The agile method or something?
the agile.
No, you
method.
read some book like The Power of Trying Hard or something. What was that book?
There's a lot. So I like. There's a lot of books that
It's
would
like
fall into
throwing
that.
out like vague.
You read that one book about like
The power of leveling up through adversity with friendship. You read that, remember? Yeah.
Because I know we've discussed a couple. I'm trying to remember, but there's a lot like Grit. I think is a good one by Dr. Angela Duckworth. Maybe the one that I think I discussed with you most recent was the Power of Marginal Gains.
I can't read
I think
anything
that's the
from
one.
someone named Duckworth.
Yeah.
It's the whole time I'd be like, how many ducks are you worth, Angela?
Well, she's Asian, so
The power of
Not
marginal gains is.
Yes.
I want 100% gains.
Yeah, I don't want
I'm not-
partial
I-
gains.
but that's what it does. So basically, the thought process behind it is you have a skill you're trying to improve at.
Yeah.
You break it down into its component parts, and you break down the component parts into their base functions, and you just try to get a few % better at each of the base functions, and your overall skill will improve drastically.
See, no,
Have
that's
you
not-
applied that to stand up?
I've applied it to everything I've ever made drastic improvements at in my life, and it's 100% true.
I don't need that. I
It
need
turned
like
me from an average high school golfer into a professional
For some
golfer.
reason, I thought he was going to say lover.
no.
From an average lover to a fantastic.
I can threaten to stab a woman and she'll take me home.
No, I was exposed to this knowledge in 2012 when the world was supposed to end. But when I was an average high school golfer, like barely on varsity at a high
He
school.
was like,
Yeah.
if the Mayans are wrong, this is about to be my decade, dude.
Everybody else was prepping for the end. I was prepping for the next chapter.
This is the start.
But so then I broke golf down into all these little component base pieces,
Yeah.
and I tried to and I made actionable plans to get better at each of those, and I stopped worrying about the whole picture, knowing that if I improved at these little things, something good would happen. And I got so good so fast. Like in the course of 5 years, I went from a guy that would like break 80 half the time to a professional golfer.
Yeah.
And so by that point I was sold. I was in.
Pretty sick.
So have you tried that with? Yeah.
Got you.
Oh, can you borrow the book?
Have I tried it with stand-up? Yes. And I believe it's true, but I don't devote enough to like golf. There was a period of probably 7 years, like starting in college, going through the professional scene, where for 7 years it was 11 plus hours a day, every day, devoted to whether it was fitness, mental work, course management strategy, practice, where that was all I did.
Oh,
With
that's
stand-up-
interesting.
With stand-up, though, it's like I have a job, and so I do open mics during the week, and I write a couple hours here and there. So I don't put in the amount of time that it would take to become the best at stand-up.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I was
I
going to say.
just-
Sorry.
You go.
There's something interesting that you just mentioned where you were like, it wasn't just like fitness and mental. It was also like coursework and like a few other things.
Oh, yeah.
That now I'm like, should I be like thinking of stand up like that, like city work? Like instead of
Yeah.
just being
I
like,
do think if you want to get... So there's stand-up. What does that consist of? It consists of the writing, the ideation, the physicality, the networking, all these things. And then you break that down. What does good writing mean? So you have like 5 things you're trying to improve at with writing. Like whether it's creation, editing... construction of bits. You have your performance element. What is that? My
usage
tone
of
on
profanity.
stage.
Yeah.
trying to up my usage of profanity.
Yeah, the more the better, dude.
They did say we can only say like the F word like twice. They're like, try to limit your profanity.
Yeah.
And
Here?
I counted in my set. I was like, I think I said fuck 4 times.
Plus, everyone.
Well, Jeffrey
has
Asmus
been-
did say that he was making amateur child porn multiple times, and
dude,
and he
like-
got huge applause breaks.
Just like local people have been going crazy on stage.
Really?
Yeah. There was the one chick who right after me was like, Jesus had a massive cock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's opening night.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god.
And then
dude.
remember she said Jesus wasn't hung like this, so she did the pose of the cross. Jesus wasn't hung like this; he was hung like this, and she like mimed a huge cock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was like, "Who would suck Jesus off?"
Well, I'm sure that joke is gonna kill in hell. So enjoy.
What if she got to heaven and Jesus was like, "Thank you, thanks for spreading the word, sister."
Great. Cody's going to hell now too. This is
Yeah.
perfect.
But we can change that. But yeah, I think to improve at any complex task, you have to break it down into its base functions
Yeah.
and make a plan of improvement and tracking that improvement at each one.
I don't think I do. I mean, maybe I do it subconsciously.
Yeah.
Like I write a lot, but I'm not like, I want to do, dude. act outs are like, it's something I'm very consciously trying to work on.
Yeah.
And I have zero.
No, it's like it's impossible.
It's just like I don't know where to put them in right now. There's just like I'm like nothing I say could use one.
I feel like you either like doing act outs or you don't though.
Yeah.
Like they're either comics who are like really into
Yeah.
did a lot of. Oh, sorry. I feel like there are certain comics who like start with a lot of act outs and they're into it, and then there are others that don't. Like I've been talking about the funny filters with my friend Devontre Coleman, who's a comic in San Francisco.
What's the funny filter?
They're like 12 funny filters.
What's that?
I have no idea.
I can look them up, but they're
what are give us a handful.
On Instagram.
I'm gonna have to look them up.
What's the top 3 that come to your mind?
But do you not ever read like How to Write Funny or any comedy books?
No, this sounds gay and made up.
I just go back and sling jokes.
Here's what I do, Brett. I get up on stage, I respect the hell out of the craft, and I let it fly. That's what I do.
I study the greats. Matt Rife.
Yeah, dude.
Matt Rife.
More like Matt Riff.
My good friend Matt Rife.
Brett is research. I did want to hear about this actually.
But like, oh yeah, here we go.
Oh, you found it?
This is top tier podcasting.
I also don't like the idea, or maybe not don't like the idea. It's just like, why is there only 12? I feel like to me, it's like anything can be funny.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah,
Like,
let's hear it.
irony, character, reference, shock, hyperbole, parody, and the one that's hard is
Okay.
like madcap. It's like when you get silly and crazy.
Yeah.
Have you heard of those?
No,
and like
those
comics will
make
try to
sense.
write
I've
jokes
heard
like
of- well, I mean,
wordplay,
I've heard of parody.
Yeah, I sum that up in 3 words. Respect the craft. That's,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't like getting too like methodical about stand-up.
I like this is like the two opposite sides of the spectrum.
Yeah, because
I think it just helps your writing though. Like even if you don't like writing madcap, like because like usually comics like go towards a few of them and they don't
Yeah.
like a lot of the others.
Yeah, like parody, like.
But it's more to just stretch yourself, like what Cody was talking.
I get an idea and I'm like, that sounds funny, and then
I prefer just to like, oh, I want to make sure I write every day.
I think Cody was doing an act out yesterday when he was talking to the whale. He was doing an act out of being a fucking genius, dude. That was amazing.
Yeah.
My favorite part of that is, for context, to open my set, I interacted with an inflatable animal.
That was on
yeah.
stage.
Well, that was on stage.
Yeah.
And my favorite part is after my set, you guys all came up to me, and you guys were like, when you started interacting with the whale, and I thought you guys were gonna like say a compliment, and you were like, I got nervous.
It did not pop like I thought it might.
Well, you said there was one comment you made before you did that about like something about high school.
Yeah.
It bombed.
Because I tried to pull the mic out of the mic stand, but the cord was wrapped around the foot of it,
Yeah.
and it started to unplug the mic.
Yeah.
So I had to reset and like and I was like, oh god. I was like, you see that? I probably graduated high school. Nothing.
Dude.
And I was like,
Everyone was
all
like,
right.
yeah, that's not part of the curriculum.
You know what
This
I
is
still.
and you're saying stand up shouldn't be structured.
You know what I still do accidentally? It's like a rookie move. When I take the mic out of the stand, I bonk my mouth.
Yeah.
Multiple
Yeah.
like
Honestly, you
times a
should do
month.
that as a bit.
You
Just
should.
do it and then like
No,
put like
I
a
tried
ketchup
riffing.
packet in your hand.
I bonk my mouth. I'm like, oh man, I just kissed that mic or something
Yeah.
like that. And it's just people are like, you're an
you
idiot.
should bonk your face and then like rub it and cover your eyes and just go
Start crying.
for like a minute and a half.
No, I should like bonk myself, and I can be like, you know what? Fuck this.
Yeah.
Get off stage.
Just like I'm gonna beat the shit out of this mic.
Yeah, someone's getting fired.
Yeah.
That's so funny, dude.
I don't know. The breaking the fourth or whatever the fuck, like messing with the stage is just like, to me, I don't have the confidence to do it.
Well, a lot of people do it. They go to a venue they've never been to before.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, look at the fucking light. And it usually doesn't go very well.
Yeah.
It really has to be like a good angle.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
usually someone has said it before you.
Well, okay, so 2 years ago I saw Dan Soder at Kane's Ballroom. So Kane's
Yeah.
Ballroom is like a historic venue. It's like got big ceilings and it's like, and he called it, he's like, this is cool. We're in this like high school gym. And it was just like so funny. Like, cause the
Yeah.
rafters on top were
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
it was just like immediately knew like a good enough reference to get everybody. He said something about our homeless people. He's like, all you guys as homeless people are like jacked.
Yeah.
And it was just like, it was just so funny.
We were sitting on bleachers in the back last night.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
sitting on bleachers.
Yeah.
So it was just like, I don't know. I just like, I don't know if that's like him doing the road for so long, to where he just like has those in his back pocket, or just that quick?
And he's a extremely likable guy.
Yeah.
There are comics who go on stage and they're not likable at first.
Yeah. What do you guys think Cody's first impression is? Because mine's likable.
I like him, yeah.
But I'm trying to think because when you said the high school thing, it was like people were just like,
When you started,
I'm not saying it was good or bad or anything. I'm just like,
the first times I saw you, I was like, this is going to be something.
My first impression of Cody was, man, this guy is sexual.
really?
What?
Because he makes a lot of like ass movements and
I do.
stuff.
I do wiggle around quite a
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
That's
guy's
a
a
guy
freak.
who has improved in small margins and making love, and now he's a panther.
Marginal gains.
I do want to like embrace. I try to be very silly and stuff, and then every time I talk to you guys about it, you're like, it's just not working.
No, I think by the end it was working.
By the end, it's working.
It was just the
Gotta
very
start
beginning.
better.
People, I think, were uncertain. They're like, "Oh, is this what he's doing? Is this about to be like a?
Is this his
is this
thing?
like a Josh Fadum, thing that he's about to improv the whole set?"
Because like in a showcase like that, there's like 3 types of people that go on stage, and it's all pretty predictable. Like you can look at that lineup and go, he's gonna be loud as fuck. She's gonna be like weird on stage. And there's no guarantee they're going to be funny, but you can tell what's going to happen.
I got so many DMs from other comics being like, lovely set, you're very odd. You're a very odd woman. I hope you continue, but weird.
Yeah. You should be getting booked off multiple shows from that
Yeah,
set.
someone
It
messaged
was
me like,
that good.
your outbox should be... Oh, wait, should I not?
They're never going to
Okay,
listen. No,
someone was like, your outbox should be full. Of asking for spots, and I was like, I'd rather die, actually, than
that's crazy.
ask someone to book.
Your outbox should be full.
Yeah, that's what they said
You
to
should be
her.
asking for spots.
Oh, like send messages kind of thing. Like you should be trying to get booked a
Yeah.
lot.
I don't know if you just saw that shit, but you need me on your show. I can't do that, dude. That sounds crazy.
Oh, so like after you kill,
Because I don't even know.
is that a thing? Like after you kill, you just start to be like, "Did you guys see that? You should have me on your show."
I don't know if you were at 4 p.m. yesterday
that's
in
never,
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
That's
Friday
never
work
been
day.
a thing for me. That's never been a thing for me. And like, that's the hard part about stand-up. Is like, obviously you have to get funny and like be better on stage, but there is like a networking dynamic that I find excruciating.
Dude, I this is my toxic man. I cannot ask for help.
No,
I can't ask anyone for help.
I feel like such a bitch being like, can
Yeah.
I get on that? Like,
Yeah.
and eventually you have to, and then immediately you feel like a needy bitch.
Dude,
It
so
sucks.
my co-host just got like this thing he's prepping for late September.
Yeah.
And he was like, I have to ask people for stage time because this is like a big deal
Yeah,
for him.
yeah.
So he really needs a stage time. And he sent a lot of DMs out, and he was like, the responses were so good.
Wow.
He's like, I forget. He's just like, yeah. You after a while, you've built up enough social credit.
Well, and sometimes
Yeah.
people forget. Like, oh, I booked them, and then they're like, oh, it's been a while. Like, because there's so
Yeah.
many comics, at least in San Francisco. Like,
I think there's a balance to it, of course.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's also like that thing where it's like closed mouths don't get fed kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of like you, where it's just like,
Yeah,
I can't.
and I'm very conscientious about like I don't want cool opportunities before I'm ready for said opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
So there's people who like they start and they come out swinging asking for shit.
Yep.
They'll get a couple things they want and then you're like, well, that wasn't ready at all.
Yeah.
You needed more time.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of in that camp. I don't know. It's all so
Yeah.
weird, man.
I will say eventually things I think come your way if you're working hard and
That's
Good.
kind of been the case so far.
Yeah.
I'm a relatively quiet guy when it comes to I'd like to be on that. So
Have you guys ever
Yeah.
been left on red when you ask for a spot?
absolutely.
That hurts.
I don't
I feel
think
weird.
so. No.
I feel
You know what
weird.
the worst left on red I ever had was I was on a show with a comic, and he's a bigger comic. He's like has like a daytime Emmy or some shit, or no,
Excellent.
an Emmy. And he did this joke about it was very funny. Essentially like hey, you know how Little Mermaid is black? He like took his niece to go see it, and she was like, I don't even like Little Mermaid. And she was just like, I don't know, like, why is Little Mermaid black? He's like, we did this for you, you know, like we like fucking fought for you, and now you don't even appreciate it. And I thought that joke was so funny, and we were on the same show, so I messaged him after. I was like, dude, that joke was hilarious, and I was like, and I was gonna send him a follow-up message, be like, because I had this thought, I was like, there was a time where like Rosa Parks had to see someone just like sit in the back of the bus,
Yeah.
like a black guy just decide to sit in the back of the bus, and she had to be like, what the fuck? Yeah, I went to jail for that. Why are you sitting in the front, dude? Like, what the fuck are you doing? And I thought that was so funny, and so I sent him one message and be like, dude, that joke was really funny, and then it didn't let me send the second one because he didn't follow me.
No.
And I was just like, now I just have this weird hanging message of being like, dude, that joke was funny. Do you mind if I give you a tag? And it just doesn't.
That's brutal.
I was like, damn.
I saw a very funny clip of Joe Budden's podcast the other day.
Yeah.
It's like 4 seconds. He's like, the internet is in an uproar after learning that Rosa Parks' husband had a car. They all died laughing, dude. I thought that was so funny. I think it's also very funny that people off mic are passing notes back and forth during this podcast.
But Caleb's working on his set because he's about to do a
good.
Caleb
I wrote down 2 things I said, and I was like, I'm gonna forget that.
A new joke.
Yeah.
I thought of a thing that's funny. I didn't really think of it. It's a story that my sister went to visit our cousins in Missouri.
Yeah.
And like one of my cousins is like very salesman-y type of guy, and the other one owns like a farm. And he has all these pigs, and they went to the farm, and they have one pig that like lives in like a trailer by himself. And so, like, his little daughter, they were like, why does that pig live over there? And they're like, oh, that pig's really tough. And they were like, okay. And, like, they didn't really know what that meant. And then they asked my cousin. My cousin was like, oh, yeah, if he gets near the other pigs, we're going to have too many piglets.
Oh, my God.
And I was like, oh, so you described your rapist pig as tough to your, like, 6-year-old daughter. And I was like, man, Bill Cosby was, like, the toughest guy ever.
Oh, my God.
I thought that was so funny. Like figuring out a way to explain the worst thing to your child. Be like, they're tough.
Yeah.
Y'all know Rusty. He's determined.
That's so bad, dude. Yeah, they're fun. They have like a lot of conspiracy theories and stuff. They were spitting some Holocaust conspiracy theories last time.
Nice. Your family?
Yeah. The non-Jewish side.
Oh.
Yeah.
It'd be cooler if the Jewish side did it, honestly.
That would be fun. Yeah, I'd like talking it with them.
What are they saying? 6 million's too much? Is that the...
I think definitely that's a part of it, but also they were like, sure, he killed some Jews, but that wasn't like his goal. Or like he was trying to end corruption. I was like,
God.
You sound like a Nazi. Like that's
Dude, you know what I saw yesterday? Is there was a guy who was wearing like a jacket with like all sorts of patches on it. And it had the like no Nazis patch on it, but it has a Nazi symbol with like a red circle and a line through it. But from far away, like the red is way thinner than the Nazi symbol.
It's the most iconic bad symbol of all time.
But from far away, you can't see the red.
No,
it looks like he's just wearing a Nazi patch.
Yeah, and like you don't want to tell him like, hey man,
you
seem like SS from far away.
Yeah, I used to draw that symbol a lot when I was a kid.
That's not shocking.
Because it's
not shocking at all.
Like it's like it's like horrible, but it's like this is like a cool shape.
Yeah. You know, it's like a Hindu symbol.
Yeah. It used to mean something good.
Did they tweak it slightly?
I think they like tilted it.
Yeah.
When I was in,
so they didn't have to pay copyright.
The remix.
Full tilt, dude.
When I was in Southeast Asia, I saw it a lot of places.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa.
It's in the Oklahoma Capitol building.
Really?
Yeah, but it's not like
they
tilted,
added that in 1943.
But it's like I don't know what it.
They were trying to end corruption.
Yeah. No corruption in that building.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
You got a good point.
Do we still have a big Native American on top of our
the Sentinel? That's what it's called, right?
I just call him the big Native American
called the Guardian?
on top of the Capitol.
Yeah.
Look at that big guy up there.
Yeah. That guy kind of rules. I remember they were like, it's $2 million. Why do we have that? And I was like, I don't know. It's kind of sick, though.
It's one of the coolest things we have going for us.
How tall do you think it is? Because I looked it up one time and I was really surprised how big it was.
I would guess 20 feet.
I would guess 20
50 feet.
I think it is exactly 20. No. I guessed 8. I was like,
It's just a regular,
big.
it's just a regular guy.
I
It's
thought
like
he was just
Shaq
kind
up
of big.
there.
Yeah.
We should just push Shaquille O'Neal on our Capitol.
Dude, people were coming.
I thought it was a man riding a shrimp.
from.
You guys remember that?
What?
Man riding a shrimp. You ever seen that video?
What's that?
Where it's I think it was like a vine, and there was like a guy on top of a shrimp restaurant, and there was like a giant shrimp on the roof.
Yeah.
And there was a guy on top of it, and
Are you
everyone in
talking
the
about
car was
bubblegum
like,
shrimp?
"Is that a man riding a shrimp?" You just had to be there, dude. It's hilarious.
Yeah, you have
trust
to
me.
be in Vine 2012 Vine.
Yeah, for sure.
So there's a bunch of people visiting here. If you were to tell them to do something in OKC or Tulsa, what would you tell them?
Dude, whenever I see tourists, I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing
Dude,
here,
someone was
man?
giving a tour this morning.
Chrissy Isles, her job is giving tour. She's a comic in Tulsa.
Yeah.
Her job is giving Tulsa tours.
What do you do? Like, this is where the race riot happened.
Yeah. She's like, this is where my grandfather got 2 of them. Come on. That's fucking funny. You're wrong. That's funny. I'm tired of your shit this weekend.
This just became unplayable in New York.
That's funny.
Where my grandpa got 2 of them, man.
telling me
Save
that-
it for the stage, bro.
You guys are both wrong. I'm done this week. You guys have. My patience has run out. I'm giving the mic to Brett.
Dude, we were walking with Cody today, and he saw a black person. He was like, "Isn't that like crazy?
That did not happen.
Isn't that wild?"
That did not happen.
Kumail Johnny has a joke though. Did you see the Big Sick where he's like, "Oh yeah, 9/11 was a tragedy. We
yeah.
lost 13 of our best
13 of our best guys.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
That's kind of like
It's a
that, but
twist.
not okay for.
That's
Yeah.
that's one of my favorite Norm bits. How he'll like just randomly in conversation be like, "Well, 9/11 was a national tragedy."
Yeah.
And he'll just stare at someone's straight face till they break. He's like, "Why are you laughing at that? It was horrible."
Wait, are you mad? Are you mad?
No, I've said too much.
You mad, bro?
I mean, it's funny, I guess.
He's
I don't
about to
know.
roid rage with marginal gains, dude. Oh my god.
I don't know. My wife is coming next week, so I'm trying to figure out how to make her like Oklahoma. That was really the idea behind that.
I don't know how you
think that-
guys feel about like the zoo. They've added on to
Yeah.
the zoo a lot. That's fun.
Yeah, but everywhere's got a zoo.
I go
There's
there
a
with my
lot
kids.
of gun ranges here,
That's
and they
what I was
serve
thinking.
alcohol at the gun ranges.
That is cool.
Yeah, there's
which is-
one. It's like by Nichols Hills.
Yeah.
Like off like Hefner.
I went on a date at a gun
Parkway. That's
How
fun.
was that?
It was fun.
Date 30?
No.
That ended the fucking series.
Yeah.
You shot the guy.
Take her to a football game.
That's
it's
what I was
back.
thinking. OU plays next Friday.
Oh,
I
that'd
was
be
like,
good.
this is a thing.
Yeah, that'd be
Oh,
good.
how long are you in Oklahoma for?
A week.
Oh,
a week
wow.
after this. Yeah.
If you can get a reservation, which the last time I tried to eat there was like around the pandemic, so it was tricky anyway. But there's this Guatemalan place called Cafe Cacao. I think
Yeah.
that's how you say it. That
Yeah,
place
yeah.
is awesome.
Yeah, that place rocks.
Great breakfast.
I feel like there's a damper now. I feel like I ruined everything.
What?
No,
yeah,
I was
what's,
trying to
what's
think-
fun to do in Oklahoma? That is a damper.
Yeah. Well, you know what could be cool is like there's the water sports thing on the river.
I've
Oh,
never
that's
been
cool.
there, but it looks cool.
It looks cool, but I don't know anyone that's ever been.
Yeah,
They have
It's like they-
indoor like kayaking or like
Yeah.
yeah,
somewhere.
Rowing.
that's cool.
Something like
and
that.
then you can make them like intense.
Has she
Yeah.
ever been to a Bass Pro?
No,
You
I
should
don't
go
think
to
she
a
has.
Bass
is tight.
Bass Pro is tight.
Yeah, you go,
Bass
like-
Pro is like those are the people. If we go post-apocalyptic, those people are the winners.
Yeah, and I'm going there for fish immediately. I'm
Yeah.
going like. Have you seen the video of the guy who goes fishing at Bass Pro?
No,
There's 2 different videos. There's a guy who caught one with a fishing pole. There's another guy who dove in,
Naked.
grabbed a fish, and got out.
there's another
Wait,
and then
is there a pool in the middle of a Bass
He was
Pro?
like-
Yeah,
noodling?
there's like a big fish tank, like right at the middle in the back.
Yeah.
So he grabs a fish, and then it was on video, and then it turns out that fish is federally protected. So then the feds were actively looking for him for
Oh my
stealing this
God.
fish from Bass Pro.
Did he know he was going after that one?
I don't think so. I think he was just like, "That's the biggest one. I want it." Yeah. Fish big, me want. Yeah, I think that was the whole process.
You should
now-
take her to Pops.
Pops is a good one.
Pops
Do
is
people
good.
noodle here? I used to watch that on
Yeah,
TV.
a lot.
There's a
I wanna
noodling
see the-
festival.
The
here.
Noodling World
Tul-
Championship is in somewhere in Oklahoma, and it's pretty
Probably
cool.
at the festival,
Up-
maybe.
Dude, up the street from Pops, there's this place called the Chicken Shack.
Yeah,
It's some of the best fried chicken.
yeah.
I love
Chicken Shack
that.
is good. I was thinking about taking her to Ishins.
Ishins is awesome.
Yeah, because it's more. It's like this is like a vibey place.
I'm glad you know the Chicken Shack because so little people know about
Really?
that spot. I talk
It's-
about it all the time.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
What is New York's impression of Oklahoma? When you tell people you're from Oklahoma, what kind of questions or
It's
comments
usually
do
just
they
like
make?
we don't know anything about it, and I'm like that makes sense. But also like I feel like our or at least like if you live in the city, it's like very different from what a lot of Oklahoma is. Like where we went on Wednesday, Boiling's place or whatever.
Yeah.
That to me is like more Oklahoma than where we are now.
Yeah, I think that's how most people think. Like, I moved here from Missouri when I was in the 6th grade, and kids were telling me, like, are you going to be on horse and buggy?
Yeah.
I was like, no. This is like...
Even from Missouri?
Yeah.
It's like, dude, we're kind of one and the same.
Missouri is full of itself, though.
I thought Missouri was worse than Oklahoma. But
I don't like Missouri. I lived there for like 3 years. One of those years was in Branson. It's a hellhole.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy it at all.
Yeah.
I feel like Oklahoma City's cool though. I went to Paseo like right when I moved here, and I was like, oh, this is like
Botanical Gardens,
Gardens.
Scissortail Park. That's a nice walk.
This is good. If anyone from New York ever comes, they'll be like, now we got a full list of shit to...
Yeah. Find Tyler and Caleb, and we'll take you around.
Yeah.
It'll be good. I need to come up to NYC
Come.
sometime.
Come.
Yeah.
Cody came and John came both.
Yeah.
Every time I go to New York, I go to Ground Zero every time.
Yeah. To pay respects.
And I actually do, like, unironically.
It's cool.
It is a cool place.
Cool.
I mean,
and I am sad about 9/11. I
It's
make
a-
fun of it a lot, but I am like upset by it.
It's a crazy thing.
So I go to Ground Zero, and then I go up to the Freedom Tower.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Have you been to the museum?
Yeah.
It's the biggest bummer of all time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Have you been?
I
Or have
haven't
you-
been, but that's the reason I haven't been. It's like it was. Yeah, I know it was bad.
You're not gonna have a good. You're not gonna have a good day
No,
afterwards.
because I think like weird thoughts. I get too like deep with it. I'm like, dude, like people were just like going to work.
Yeah.
Like that.
it's like
blows.
Jim Gaffigan has a bit about how the Anne Frank house has like 4 stars on Yelp.
Oh, that's so funny.
It's
That's
like
so
I wonder
funny.
what 9/11 has.
That's
Yeah.
very funny. No, I haven't been to New York since I was like in the 7th grade.
Yeah.
It's been a really long time.
It's. I don't know. It's just the most city of all cities.
Yeah.
That's really all it
That's
is.
a good way to put it.
Is like it's just a very busy, thick
Yeah.
city.
It's a
There's,
lot.
Like, yeah, like every corner has a bunch of shit.
Every time like when I went there, I just wanted like bagels and lox like every day.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's probably the most Jewish thing about me. I need bagels and lox now.
My favorite place in New York is Columbus Circle.
Why?
I don't know. I just like it.
Because it's by the park.
It's by the park, and it's like it's bustling all the time.
Trump Tower.
Trump Tower.
Trump Tower's
I
pretty
went to
good.
Trump Tower. That was cool.
You every once in a while you'll see people like posing outside of Trump Tower.
Yeah.
Or you'll see like a businesswoman like regrettably going into Trump Tower. It's like one of the two. Like
I still
people-
work here, but
And
the
like
benefits are so
during
good.
Christmas, during Christmas, it's like beautiful.
Yeah. Well, the whole city is
Yeah.
really done up quite nice.
I'll tell you what pissed me off when I was in New York.
Go
The
ahead.
Museum of Natural History.
Why?
Because I watched Night at the Museum, and I was like, this place is going to be sick. And
Yeah.
then nothing is like Night at the Museum
Night at
at
the
all.
Museum.
And then once you get, because I was like, again, I'm like 13, so I'm like, this kind of blows. But then you get past that, and you're like, all right, this is a pretty
It's
sick
not
museum.
enjoyable because I've been there a few times, and it is just packed.
There are
with people.
an insane
There are
amount of
so
people.
many fucking people.
Yeah.
It's like really gross. I went during COVID, and my dad and I, we got COVID, but
Nice.
we were in New York, and we were like, I don't care.
Nice.
So we went.
Just super spreaders.
We
around.
super spread.
I feel like Oklahoma and New York are like opposites.
Yeah, they might
in
be.
culture and
It was a total like culture shock just to like be around so many different types of people.
yeah,
Here it's like it's pretty one way.
Yeah,
monochromatic.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, you see a lot of, like, I saw like a lot of douchebags like in New
Homogenous.
York where like we
Oh.
go to a restaurant and like I remember some guy was like on a date with a woman and he was like talking to the waiter for like 20 minutes trying all the wines and like doing
Yeah.
the douchebag wine thing.
Yeah.
And I was looking at him and he looked at me and like gave me like a snark and I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit.
Dude.
But it's like those people actually exist. Like
Yeah.
I didn't even know they
I
exist.
worked at Olive Garden in Norman, Oklahoma.
No way.
And there will be the occasional dude who wants to, and I'm just standing there like, can we both stop this, dude? Like,
yeah, that's like going to McDonald's.
yeah,
and
like this is a 32 bottle of wine,
Yeah.
like $32. Like we're done here, dude.
yeah,
It's
at a red. That's the restaurant markup is
red or
$32.
white, dude. That's all you're getting here. Like, why are we getting technical? With
Do people
this?
ever try to say the names in an Italian accent?
Oh yeah.
Parmigiano. You're
Yeah,
like
the best was they'll try to. You're supposed to say gnocchi, And people are like, I'll have the ganache soup. And you're like, well, that's chocolate, you idiots. And the way they say it, they're not like they're trying to be fancy. They're like, I'll have the ganache, please. I'll get that for you. Yeah, I'll get you exactly what you ordered. Don't even worry about it, dude.
Humzah, you're from Oklahoma City?
Yeah. Well, Edmond.
So you lived in Oklahoma City. Terrible tragedy happened. You go to New York. Yeah. Another terrible tragedy.
It's me for sure.
That was.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you know?
That is very interesting.
Well, to be fair,
the two worst things to ever happen in this country.
9/11 happened before I moved to New York City.
Fair enough.
I was like 10 when 9/11 happened.
Oh yeah, I know, but like you're like in both places where like the worst thing ever happened.
Have you guys been to the bombing museum?
Yeah.
No.
I went, and I was talking to I was sitting next to this woman. She was crying, and she had a date. And she kept like, and I didn't know how it worked. Like, you have to watch a video before you go into the next room. So you have to watch like the horrific bombing on screen.
Yeah.
Before they let you to the next.
They have a video of the bombing.
They have multiple videos in each room. And you have to watch each video, or they won't let you into the next part of
it shows all the 911 calls.
Oof.
Like them pulling people out of the wreckage. And she was crying. She turned. She went, "Yeah, I bring all my first dates here, like so they can like see me cry, and I'll see how they react." And I was like, "Can you sit over there?"
Yeah. Again, not
is that a power move or an insane move?
I think yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
yes
she's giving me
both.
advice. She's like, "Hey, next time you come, sob a little, see what he does."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not.
There's an exhibit there where it has all the shoes that were found.
It's so depressing. It's a very depressing museum. I don't think that's good for a 30th date.
No,
dare I say?
I went to the Holocaust Museum in Dallas, and it's the same. It's just a bummer.
How many Holocaust museums are there?
Well, there were several camps, Caleb. So if that's okay with you.
Well, there's. I didn't even know there was one in Dallas, but there are like other ones like in other states.
It's like surprisingly close to the JFK Museum down there.
Yeah, they got a couple bummers.
They do.
The X on the street is the weirdest thing.
That's very strange.
Because I was there for OU Texas and I was just drunk, and then I saw the X. I was like, "What is it?" And then I looked around. I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, dude.
You're at like the grassy knoll.
And then you look up at the window and you're like, "Yeah, that is weird."
Yeah, it's a pretty tough shot, actually.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost like an achievement at that point.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you guys believe in like ghosts or like haunted things?
I think that's gay.
Okay,
and
sorry.
I want it retracted from record.
Okay, when you edit this,
do you believe in ghosts?
You ought to edit me out, please.
I entertain it. I entertain the notion that there are ghosts.
Yeah.
So because like sometimes I'm like, I don't know, weird shit has happened, and I'm not like super religious or anything, but I'm like, there are a lot of stories.
Yeah,
that sound like pretty real.
I think like Tim Dillon was on a podcast, and they were like, if you could know the truth about any conspiracy theory, what would it be? And a guy was immediately like, ghosts or aliens, and he was like, I think that's the one you would want to find out if you're like stupid, because he's like, it doesn't really matter like whether we know one way or the other. He's like, I would want to know something about like something significant like 9/11 or JFK, like even if it's exactly what they told me, I want to know everything about it.
Yeah,
like that makes more sense to me. So like ghosts are like fun, like aliens are like fun.
Well, like I don't know, it could be pretty like if we prove that ghosts were real, we're like, can we talk to dead people? That's really interesting. You can talk to anyone in history who's been dead, and they can have answers for you for other conspiracies. We can ask the people in 9/11, was there an explosion inside? See? So, dude, I think ghosts would be the most significant one, honestly.
Yeah.
How close were you to Building 7?
Ghosts would be...
Every time I say something, Cody's like, dude, that was good. And I'm like, dude, this is fucking awesome. This is the best podcast ever.
Save it for the stage. Save it for the stage kind of stuff.
That kind of thing, dude.
If you could talk to anyone in history who is dead, who would it be?
That's a loaded question.
It's tough.
I don't.
I'd have to like break it up into categories. I think.
I don't give a.
I don't know. You don't. There's not a single.
Go back
dead
to
person?
being high.
Yeah,
I know. I was staring at the shadow behind Caleb's head for like the last 10 minutes. I don't know. There's like this Avril Lavigne conspiracy, which is pretty fun.
Oh yeah.
Did you hear about that?
No,
it's
not that interesting. But she has like a twin, and then they replaced her because her voice and like how she looks is very different after like a certain point.
Did she actually have a twin? Or it's just like the Eminem thing.
Conspiracy. It might be just like the Eminem.
I heard the Eminem one where they're like Eminem got killed or died and replaced with a new Eminem.
Oh, that's like Paul McCartney 2.0.
They do it with just about anyone.
That's
I guess.
crazy. Yeah.
You
So
know,
I guess those are pretty
there's
bad
a rumor
ones.
that this isn't the original Humzah. Actually,
Wow.
This is replacement Humzah.
Well, I'd like the replacement.
Industry planted.
The replacement's nice. People shit on industry plants, like when there's like a new musician who like
Yeah.
really pops off. I'm like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind at all.
I mean, I would take it. I don't think anyone can blame the person.
No.
Like, what's that girl's name that did the interview with Drake? Bobby something?
Altoff.
Everyone was like, she's an industry plant.
Yeah. I'm
And
like,
it's like-
okay.
Yeah,
She got to sit with Drake
yeah.
before the allegations.
She really timed it perfectly.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was like really good timing.
That interview today would look so bad.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially since she's divorced now.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, yeah, it was definitely because she banged Drake.
Yeah, that's the beginning of the end.
Imagine getting divorced to a guy who no one knows and having to publicly being like, I didn't sleep with Drake. Okay. Like, that would suck, dude.
Yeah.
It's like the most famous guy.
Yeah.
That's not
I did
enjoyable.
not have sex. Oh, you guys thought I could.
Yeah. I did not have sexual relations with that Canadian.
That rules.
Oh, Drake.
I don't know. Being an industry plant, it's also like you guys heard Taylor Swift's like dad. Like the reason she got signed to a label was like he like bought half of a label.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And then signed her, and then that's a pretty good investment.
It's working
as far
out.
As
Yeah, it's working
That's
out.
the greatest investment ever.
yeah. Now she's like a billionaire.
Yeah, I would love for someone to give me a fake career that
Yeah.
just gives me generational wealth. Like, I could pretend to be good at a thing for sure.
That's almost like buying a market.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. And then like then they've just gradually gone from country to pop, and she's queen of the world now
Yeah. And she's been queen of the world.
for a long time.
But I think she's turning into the Kim Kardashian thing where it's like who she's dating is starting to like be part of her personality.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know, this is getting into weird
She does make
territory.
me, among other reasons, hate the Kansas City Chiefs.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, among Patrick Mahomes' brother.
Patrick Mahomes' brother, just the constant winning is infuriating.
Yeah.
It's just like, God.
We're gonna miss it one day, though.
I'm definitely
We
not.
hated Tom Brady. And
I
now-
didn't. I
and now
never
miss
hated
him.
Tom Brady. Tom Brady's
I
the
hated
man.
him, man.
Why?
I was just like, the same thing, like just the constant winning, and like
Yeah.
if your team's playing him, you're like, this is a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
It's the
But
best.
now he's gone, and I'm like, dude, that was like fun.
Well, it's such a cool
that was
story
really fun.
too.
The
Kobe.
same thing. I hated Kobe Bryant.
Same.
I
I didn't like MJ.
I hated Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Kobe,
And I
but we had a
still
better
kind of do a
reason.
little bit, but it's like,
dude.
but
I
like
I
I
cried.
appreciate it now because like he's getting to the end of his career, and I'm
Yeah.
like, but when he was beating us, I was like, I fucking hate this guy,
Dude, I spent the day crying when Kobe died.
Really?
I cried all day because I lived in Missouri when I started paying attention to the NBA, so it was just kind of like pick a team.
Yeah.
And I just loved the Lakers.
Yeah.
And they were winning a lot at that time, but they were also taking some pretty like brutal defeats.
Yeah.
Also, it was like 2007.
Mhm.
So they're kind of on that comeback
Yeah.
stretch at that time. And Kobe was just the man. And I was looking forward to him being like an old man who's just like around the league.
And he was having a good trajectory with like his daughter and like
Yeah.
caring a lot
It's like
about her.
writing like kids books. and,
Yeah.
like, yeah.
It seemed like he wanted to be a really good dad, which is cool.
He was like fully invested
Yeah.
in his family, and then
Dude, I hated him.
my
But
friend texted me before TMZ put the headline
Same.
up. I was like, "How did you get this intel?"
It was like a Twitter thing or something.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
like Kobe died. I was like, "Shut up!" And
It
then
is-
immediately TMZ is like, "Kobe did die."
I can't help but think that it's like, just drive. Why are you in a helicopter?
Just be late to the game. It's not that big a deal. It's foggy as hell.
Yeah. Why
then-
are you in a helicopter?
You don't need it.
That's such a-
Helicopters more and more sound like a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Isn't
Oh.
that how the Iranian president died?
I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure he was in a helicopter.
I have no idea.
And it's the Iranian president, so I'm sure we're not getting like the entire story, but it was like a very Kobe-esque thing where like, yeah, he crashed into a mountain. Don't fly helicopters around mountains.
Yeah.
It's a
Don't-
bad idea.
Yeah. Helicopters have like two purposes, and it's like to infiltrate a place you shouldn't be in. Like you shouldn't be taking them to a basketball game. Nobody needs to do that.
This is for a secret mission or to go to the hospital. That's
Yeah,
it. Yeah. You get like a tour of Las Vegas.
yeah.
I missed Kobe because I hated him for a while. But like that's why I liked watching Like, I hated Tom Brady, hated Kobe, but, like, I liked hating them because it was fun to watch. And there was that commercial with Kobe after he retired where he's, like, conducting the crowd. And it's, like, a bunch of, like, Celtics fans and, like, other fans, and they're booing. And he's, like, conducting them. It's like, I missed that.
Yeah, that was tight. And now it's just, like, pretty soon LeBron will be done.
That'll be sad.
And then it's going to be
and
like...
I hate LeBron, too.
It's going to be like Jason Tatum. And his stretch of, like, accomplishing things over the last year and a half has been brutal because he just mimics whatever celebration has been done before him.
Yeah, that's kind of lame.
It's so bad.
I think that's one of those things where it's like he's like almost like an internet kid growing up.
Yeah.
Like, you know, one guy thought something was so funny that he ran out of the room.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden everyone's running. Why are you running?
This
isn't a natural reaction.
No, not at all.
But now somebody did it, and now if you don't run out of the room, it's not as funny as
and
that.
we all, like, people talked about, like, people who are just, like, online looking at memes are going to be famous one day. And now we're seeing how that plays out. He's literally done, like, Steph, LeBron, Kobe, Kevin Garnett.
Yeah.
Are you tired of mosquitoes lighting you up every time you step outside? Are you tired of living in fear of wasps that are harassing you as soon as you check the mail or mow your lawn or play with your dog? Are you tired of cockroaches in your house that are trying to crawl in your ear and control your brain and make you commit crimes like some sort of evil cockroachatouille? Well, I've got just the guys for you. JC Pest Control. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to call JC Pest Control at 405-500-9261. Or you're going to visit the website www.jcpestokla.com, and you're going to use the promo code CV10, that is CV10, for 10% off your first treatment. I can't say enough nice things about these guys. I've used them personally. They get the job done. I have not seen a wasp on my property all summer, and I've seen them a lot of other places. Yellow jackets, mud daubers, a lot of them. I've been harassing people, threatening to sting them if they walk out on their property. And I've had enough. I've had enough. No more. Do you understand what I mean? So call the number 405-500-9261 or visit their website at www.jcpestokla.com. And use the promo code CV10 for 10% off your first treatment. Go over and tell them that the Copper Valhalla boys sent you. They'll know what you're talking about. They'll know. They'll know. What are you waiting on? Go make the call. All right, back to the episode.
I would do that. I would mimic. I'd do, like, the shrug.
Yeah.
I'd do the chalk too. Fuck it. I'd be a bench player and I'd be throwing the chalk in the air too.
Dude, the chalk. Why did LeBron stop the chalk?
I don't know.
That was the best signature move.
I want to say he did it somewhere, and they were like, it was like FIBA or something, and he was like, they were like, "Why are you doing that? Don't do that."
Yeah, I bet there was some guy who had to clean it up out. He's like, LeBron, please stop.
I want to know how many journalists have, like, gotten it in their eyes.
Yeah.
Just like right when he's done, like, oh fuck.
Dude, why would you tell him to, like, dude, that's the fucking show.
Yeah.
Okay, shut the fuck up. He can do whatever he wants.
Obviously, he's the man.
Yeah, the journalist. Like, imagine the first time he did it. Some guys like, dude, you're kind of an asshole for doing that. You're just making a mess
all over
here.
my keyboard. You're making a mess, dude. What's going on? You got to do something first, and then it becomes legendary.
It doesn't work. Yeah, that's true.
Everything iconic like that, there was a moment where someone was like, what the fuck is he doing? Like when Jimi Hendrix lights the guitar on fire, they're like, he's just burning a guitar. And it becomes like the most iconic thing ever.
The first rock concert to end with them just smashing guitars on stage.
The guitar tech is on the side of the stage just like, that's so much money.
Dude, I just tuned that. What the fuck?
Those are new strings.
Dude, do you guys know the story of The Who? They performed live, and Keith Moon, he didn't tell anyone. He put dynamite in the bass drum.
Whoa.
And he exploded it on stage on live TV. And one of the band members like lost hearing.
That's insane.
That's rock and roll. Dude.
That is rock and roll.
Like, that's awesome.
Yeah, like guys like trashing
I wish I could do that in
hotel
comedy.
room.
I'm gonna put dynamite in the fucking whale, dude. I'm gonna blow it up. Actually, well, this won't go live until afterwards, so I can't get banned yet.
It'll be too late. By then. The damage will have been done.
Yeah, like the first rock star to like trash a hotel room, and that just becomes the thing.
Yeah.
I could never be a rock star. Dude. Like, I don't want to just destroy.
I think the
things.
closest thing to rock stars in comedy was probably like at the Comedy Store is a story of Dice and who else? One of the comics who like yelled a lot.
Sam
He's dead now.
Kinison?
Yeah, Sam Kinison.
Yeah.
He fucking fired a bullet in his direction. There's like a bullet hole
Whoa.
in the store. I don't know if that's real though.
That's I hear stories from like the 80s related to comedy, and I'm like, what the fuck was going on?
Well, they were saying that like the store like used to be a mob hangout.
Yeah.
Because it's like just like late night kind of shit. You're the people that are out every night, so it's like I think there's like a bunch of crazy stories. There's a room in New York where it's like the bar, and in the back there's like a room for comedy, and they said that like they used to run drugs out of that spot all the time.
Damn.
And like they were like, yeah, the mob used to run that place, and that room that you guys are hanging out in is probably the room where they used to like fuck people up.
Oh, dude, didn't you tell me a story where you were like watching a documentary about illegal gambling, and they were doing an illegal gambling game like right under your apartment?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, that's my front door.
Yeah, there's a Vice documentary about illegal poker games in New York City, and they walk into a bar, and it's literally the bar that I live on top of. I like sent it to the bar owner. I was like, have you seen this? She was like, whoa.
That's so fucking
I guess
funny.
they shot it before she worked there or something. I was just like, that's insane.
You're just like having a bad day, you walk out, and Vice is just like, yeah, they used to run illegal poker.
Yeah, and it's funny because I know the guy that owns my building.
That's so
and I'm
funny.
like, did you know?
Yeah.
You know, like,
He's like, hey, don't ask, don't tell, dude.
I think poker's really interesting because like it's harder to play someone who's bad at poker than it is to play someone who's good. Because people who are bad at poker, you can't read them.
Yeah.
So they can like actually like win a lot.
Yeah. Didn't you talk to Neil about running poker games all the time?
Yeah, he used to go crazy.
Yeah.
That was very good.
It was a very interesting conversation.
That whole like stretch was insane.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe what I was hearing.
I thought you were going for them.
Yeah.
That guy's lived a lot of life.
It used to also just be such a, I don't know, I feel like it's like weed where it used to be cooler than it is because now it's like you can go to a casino and do it.
Yeah.
The underground thing was better.
That's way better.
Yeah.
I want to like wear a tuxedo and go to some billionaire's house and like
dude, I'd
stare 'em
be
down.
yeah, dude.
I would be an idiot like at like a real poker table. I'd be like, oh, is it my turn? Like I wouldn't even like know like the terms or anything.
That's why I never tried.
And I used to watch poker a lot, but like because
Chris
it was like
Moneymaker?
Yeah, Moneymaker and Hellmuth, and all those guys because they're like fun to watch.
The barrier of entry for illegal poker games is too much. I just be sitting there with sunglasses trying to look all cool.
There are like stories of like people like
what should I
super
do?
rich people like they don't have like a lot of like cash on them, a lot of money, but they'll have like Monet, like original Monet paintings.
Yeah.
They're like, can I?
They don't
cash
have money.
this?
They have Monet.
Yeah, they have Monet. They have Monet. That was save it for the stage.
I'll save it for the stage, dude. I'm just respecting the craft over here.
Yeah. That's the 12th filter is puns.
Yeah, the
I'm
12
still
filter.
high off my big bitch tagline. Should I do that?
What is that?
Big bitch. You don't remember the best part of the podcast? You don't remember the funniest thing ever? Where you said women like to feel small, and I was like, I'll make you a big bitch. Should I do that? I feel like I should do that today.
Dude, do you know? Do you know?
Being a feminist because you're small, that'd be funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like making women feel big and powerful.
Yeah.
You're a feminist. That's funny.
I agree.
You know how I have that joke about how like I don't know if Michael Jackson did it, but he has a song called "Do You Know Where Your Children Are?"
Yeah.
I heard a thing about Diddy the other day that he has a 50-foot bed in his backyard. And I'm like, yeah, you did it. Like, like, you don't have a 50-foot bed in your backyard for comfort.
Yeah, there's no good reason to have.
Like, I just can't nap anywhere, dude. Like, that's not a thing.
I mean, Diddy's obviously like he's a predator, but like if you had Diddy money and like you guys were single and you brought girls back to your place, what's the biggest flex you would want? I think a 50-foot bed
mirror,
is pretty...
mirror on the ceiling.
Mirror on the ceiling is
Mirror
fucking
on the ceiling, for sure.
crazy.
How do you keep a 50-foot bed clean?
I need a woman's perspective.
That's
Brett,
what I'm saying. I have
to
so
ask
many
you something.
questions. Like if it rains...
If you went back to a guy's place and there was a mirror on the ceiling, what are your thoughts?
I don't like that.
You don't like it? I feel like I wouldn't
You
like it
think
either.
like someone's going like, oh no way?
Yeah, Brett doesn't seem like the type of girl to be like, sick, we get to watch ourselves.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to see more of this.
So is that for like the mirror's like to watch yourself? But I guess you got to be like a very sexual person to have that and have the confidence to have it in your home.
I don't think I've ever been described as a super sexual
What's that movie?
I don't think I've ever seen my comedy.
There's like an old comedy where he's like they're on a date and they're really hitting it off, and she's like, do you practice safe sex? And he's like, of course. And the next scene is like they've just put their whole bodies in like giant condom looking things and they're like making out on the bed. I don't remember what movie this is, but I remember that scene. I laughed so hard at that forever.
Wait, because it's like that's the only way to have safe sex?
Yeah, they just like it's like just peak ridiculous comedy.
So funny. That was. Do you ever see the movie with what the fuck Wesley Snipes and Sylvester Stallone? It's like I want to say it's called Method Man, but it's not. But they're like it's like future sex is just like VR because like, nobody like can touch each other.
This sounds like such a nightmare
to stop STDs.
Ugh.
I don't know.
I saw a TV show in the future, and before people have sex, they have like a body cam, and in order to like have sex, both of you guys have to look in the cam and say "I consent." And then the other person does the same thing. I consent.
That's hot as hell. That's so hot.
That's like
you know what I would do? She would be like, I consent, and then I'd be like, I don't consent.
Like I feel yucky about this. I don't actually consent at all. I don't like.
But then you don't get laid.
That's true.
The age-old problem.
But like making it feel more dangerous. Like I don't consent to this.
Oh yeah, it's part of the role play.
Yeah.
Make sure it's legal role play.
Yeah, dude.
And then she would get in trouble.
Yeah.
That gets real murky. There's people who like want to role play crimes.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like that. That seems
like people who want you to like break into their house as like role play.
Like we're gonna plan it out. Like that seems like
you're
that could
drugging
go
each other.
I remember one of my friends. One of my friends told me like a hookup story where she went back to his place and they were making out and she just started like smacking him like hard.
Yeah.
And he was like, if you didn't have big tits, I would leave.
What do? You just have to take it?
I would ask. I'd be like, what is that?
Yeah.
I wouldn't play along like immediate. Like I wouldn't just assume.
No.
Yeah.
I'd be like, before we go any further, like, this is like, what is that?
Yeah.
You have to ask.
Have I angered you?
Yeah.
I feel like the rise in true crime documentaries and violent sex probably have some sort of correlation.
There's gotta be. That's a weird thing. Like it's just culturally accepted. But both of those things are insane. Like
pretty crazy.
Just to like blow some steam off, we're gonna watch a story about a guy who killed 30 people.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's interesting. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, I think it's because it's the worst thing that can happen.
Yeah, like there's something wrong with us that we want to see.
It's like a reminder that we're human.
Yeah.
Because a lot of movies are like fantasy, right? It's
It's the id. You guys ever heard that term?
No,
before?
what's that?
The id. It's like the abyss in humans. I can't remember who came up. Maybe it was like I can't think of this. I can't even like think of the words right now. But this scientist was like, everyone has like a deep crevice in them.
Yeah.
There's like all the bad stuff is there, and everyone has it, and most people, ignore it, but some people indulge in it.
No, I thought you're onto something with that, because I'm a person who thinks that like everybody's capable of bad stuff. So anytime I hear about something horrible, I'm never like shocked.
Yeah.
But there's something, and then they'll do like a dramatization, like they did like the one with Dahmer, and they're like, oh, that guy is so hot.
That's the
playing
worst.
Dahmer. Like that's not normal.
Well, I remember when Ted Bundy was like at large, or when he was in court, there were like T-shirts. People wearing it said like Ted
but
is
there
hot.
are always like weird fans of that because even Dahmer and Bundy would get like
The Bundy's like the one.
There are
they
serial
would get like
killers who
love
get
letters
fans.
from girls
Yeah.
and you get out.
They get like groupies, which is insane.
Why don't hot women murder people?
Yeah, what is that?
They get away with it. They're still at
I
large.
don't know. I think Yeah, I don't know.
Because there's that one really famous serial killer that Charlize Theron played, and she is a gremlin.
Who's that?
Monster.
I forget her name, but the movie's called Monster.
I think she
And,
got
like,
an Oscar.
Charlize Theron had to like become ugly to play that role.
Yeah.
Sofia Vergara had to do
Just
that
quite
for
the Undertaker.
Griselda.
Yeah.
Sofia Vergara for Griselda had to wear a bunch of makeup to become
Oh, yeah.
gross looking. And then in an interview with Kelly Clarkson, she's like, "Oh, it looks like you barely wore any makeup." And Sofia Vergara's like, "I'm actually one of the hottest people ever, and they made me disgusting. Like, what are you talking
Yeah.
about?"
That was
it's just her getting super pissed off at Kelly
That
Clarkson.
was a great interview because she was like, she's asking her, she's like, "I've really struggled with my weight. Like, what's your secret?" And Sofia Vergara was like, "I'm just careful what I eat and I'm active." And Kelly was like, "I hate you right now." I don't like Kelly Clarkson.
You know who I love is Drew Barrymore in any interview.
She's like,
Have you ever seen her?
daytime
She
now.
like lays on their lap and she goes like, "Yes,
Really?
yeah."
The cringiest
She's
thing
so
ever.
crazy. She's like, "I used to do crack when I was 10, but now I'm off of it."
She was
You're like,
talking
"Okay."
to Kamala Harris like a year ago and was like, "I just feel like the country really needs a Mamala right now." I'm like, oh my god! I would love to get like a cameo for my dad that's just like Drew Barrymore on like Earth Day. It's just like two things my dad doesn't care about at all. Like, I spent $50 for this on you.
Yeah. I think that app shut down, dude.
Did it really?
I think so.
That was like a real moneymaker for some people.
Dude, I think the guy from The Office, Kevin.
Yeah.
Like their top earner.
He was crushing on
Which, you know, he's just grinding that app.
Yeah.
He's like on his 700th message
Why'd they
for
shut
the day.
it down?
Gilbert
I think they just like they just weren't making money.
Gilbert Godfrey, he was killing it on there too.
Yeah.
Like,
Really?
Yeah. Like,
Oh, yeah, 'cause he has a good voice.
Yeah, before he passed, that was like his primary income.
That app is just OnlyFans for famous people.
100%.
It's like a lot of office people. I feel.
I paid Tony Hawk $200 to send a message to my friend.
That's
I'm not
pretty
gonna
sick.
lie. And it was very low effort. He did not care.
No, yeah.
What script did you give him?
I didn't give him a script. I said my friend is getting ready for a skate competition, or no, a battle of the bands, and he likes to skateboard.
He's like, go out there and rock on, dude.
Yeah, he was like, if you can skate, you can do battle of the bands. It's
Yeah.
like,
He's like, skating's the hardest thing ever. This is bullshit. You got this. No, that's what I want in life. I want to be an industry plant to where I can just do some version of Cameo.
yeah.
So if I was a famous person and I was on Cameo and someone sent me money and a script, what if I like just went off script? I was like, "Fuck you, you're a piece of shit." Like,
I think-
could they sue me if I did that?
I think they could get their money back at least.
Yeah, they could get their money
It might
back.
be banned from Canada.
But then I think you'd make more money because people would be like, "Oh, that's awesome. I wanted
Yeah.
to do
Yeah.
that."
Yeah.
It would be great to just like, "Hey, can Danny DeVito tell Caleb you're gay for me?" Like, that'd be awesome.
Honestly, that's worth every
I'll pay
dollar.
you
I would-
$5,000.
I'm gonna go on was it Cameo, and I'm gonna like give them scripts of like threats to like other people, like my enemies. It's gonna be like, "I'm gonna kill you. It's gonna be like some famous person like Jordan Peterson or something. Just like, "Caleb hates you. You're a bitch. I'm in your house. I'm gonna fucking
You
kill
are a
you."
bitch.
That's so
Sorry,
fun.
I'm trying to think of a Canadian accent.
Or to be the guy who comes up with Cameo. Like, that's people shit on people who come up with like get rich quick schemes.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, let them go.
Yeah.
is genius.
Yeah, let him go.
I just don't have the brain for it.
Dude, the best one ever was the Snuggie.
Yes.
That was like the flash in the pan. I don't know how
What was
rich
the
that guy
Snuggie?
is. It was a robe turned backwards.
My gay
Oh.
uncle got one. Like, my dad
Yeah.
made fun of him all the time.
It was a robe turned backwards.
He
but it was
wasn't
made
gay
out of
until he got
blanket.
the Snuggie, but yeah.
Yeah, that made him gay.
yeah. Like, now you're gay. Dude.
He's like, finally, something that can expose my back
Yeah,
and
he's like,
keep me
it's
warm.
so comfortable though. I'm like, shut up, dude.
No, the Snuggie guy, I think, is a zillionaire now. I'm pretty sure.
He's got to be. You just need one stupid idea like that.
Yeah.
The guy, those sponges that are like a smiley face.
Yeah.
That guy made millions upon millions
Yeah.
of dollars.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, you could put a spoon in the smile. Look how good it is.
I use it.
yeah, it works.
I have one too. I picked up the mic just
There's
to be like, I got
limited
one.
edition frowny ones
Really?
that sell for way more.
Yeah. Smart.
It's like the plot of
Smart.
Horrible Bosses too.
Is it?
Yeah, they like come up with a scrub shower thing.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's right. And then the website that they go to for it is like they say the N word, but they just combine their names.
Oh, really?
Names together. Those were good movies.
They were
Actually.
good movies.
Yeah, dude, seeing Jennifer Aniston be hot and mean was awesome.
Oh my god,
That was a nice change up.
it's incredible.
Yeah.
Was she the hottest on Friends? 'Cause
Yeah.
I was
Courtney
a-
Cox.
I was a Courtney
yeah,
Cox.
Courtney Cox.
Courtney
I'd
Cox.
say
This
Monica.
is a new age opinion, and it's
Yeah.
wrong.
I will say,
It's
No.
wrong.
I will say Jennifer turned out better today.
Yeah, because Courtney Cox got a lot of work done.
Yeah,
Courtney Cox does look pretty bad.
She looks
but
insane now.
I like the Phoebe character. I think she aged very gracefully.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Speaking of Friends,
Lisa Kudrow.
they did the criminal investigation into Matthew Perry's death, and there was this lady
Joey did it?
involved. Yeah.
Joey
How
killed him.
you doing? Get your ketamine. No, there was a lady involved in that selling who was called the ketamine queen, and literally in my head I was like, Brett.
There are so many comics all across the United States who know me as that. And so one of my friends wrote a bit about it. He's
Dude.
like, I have a friend who does a lot of ketamine, and I asked her how it was, and she went, nay.
The feds are gonna come for you.
I know. Please don't release this. Just take me out.
No,
Just
is
turn
getting
this mic
released.
off.
No, between
we
you
don't
and
we
I'm
don't edit shit.
No.
I don't do
Unless-
drugs, though. This is a bit. I don't do drugs.
Every horrible thing that has been said on this podcast will reach the airwaves.
I've never done drugs. I'm
It's
just
gonna be
joking.
in New York.
Yeah, it's on Radio Free Brooklyn though, which is communist radio, so it's fine.
Perfect.
It's
Awesome.
not FDA regulated.
Nice.
Say whatever you want.
That's what I like to hear. How much time do we have to do? Because we've been going.
I don't know. We can end it whenever.
I'm good with whatever. Oh, you probably gotta prep, do you?
Should we end it?
Yeah, I kind of
Oh,
want
can
to
I
take a
ask?
shit.
Can I ask a Radio Free Brooklyn question?
Please.
before?
Yeah, please.
We always like to ask whenever we interview comics, what are your short and long term goals?
Okay.
Gay.
Short.
It is gay.
Short-
That's hopefully the answer.
My short term is like I'm starting to get like showcase spots at our local club, and I'm trying to get a weekend. That'd be awesome. Just MC a weekend. Long term, I don't want to be like. This is so dumb to talk about. I don't want to be like massive. I would just like to like pay my bills and like
Yeah.
have a living off
Yeah.
of it. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Just like go on the road.
Do you have
Ideally,
a number in your head?
not really. Like ideally, I'd like to live in a city where I can get spots like throughout the week, and then be able to leave like on weekends.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Like, but I don't think like. I guess theaters would
Yeah.
be cool if you could get to that level.
Yeah.
That'd be
I mean,
nice.
that'd be incredible.
Yeah, but like.
It blows my mind how big a theater is. They're like 1,000 seats or something.
Yeah, and that like anytime I've been asked this before, and like saying it, you sound delusional inherently, but it's like that would be cool.
Yeah, but that's the goal.
Yeah.
That's what goals are for.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I think the same thing. Short term as Tyler. I want like more club spots and stuff, and I don't know. I want to do like more shows.
Yeah.
That's like short term. I want to like do like shows like a week.
And shows that like feel like shows. Now we're throwing this together.
Yeah.
Like wherever, just like
Yeah.
like comedy audiences that are there for comedy,
Yeah.
and that'd be
And
every
then-
time I'm at the club, I'm like, oh, this is how this works.
Dude, club comedy is the best
if
comedy.
it's 15 people, you're
Yeah.
like, this is better.
This is how stand-up comedy is supposed to be.
Yeah,
It's not supposed to be like in a bar that people are currently ordering dinner.
Yeah, right,
It's like,
exactly.
It's like people are here, they're here for a reason,
Yeah.
and they're paying attention.
I'd love to not hear a drink being mixed while
Yeah.
I'm doing a setup. That'd
Yeah.
be great. Yeah. That's ideal. What's long term, Caleb? What's your long
Long term,
goal?
I want to pay the bills, but like this is kind of like something I've been thinking about like recently. Like when Mitch Hedberg, like he would be in movies, like small parts, and they'd be like memorable parts. That'd be cool to like be that kind of comic where like you're just in movies randomly, and like, oh, that's Caleb.
Yeah, what's a one that sticks out?
For some reason I can't like think of it. Oh, he was in that '70s show.
Yeah.
And he was like the one of the cashiers.
Oh, nice.
And he just said funny stuff.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Just like the random funny guy.
Yeah, it'd
Yeah.
be cool to like not exactly like this, but I remember as a kid watching The Office and just how it felt authentic, even though it was written, like something like that.
Yeah.
Where it's just like it looks just fun.
yeah, yeah,
Just like a lot of riffing.
yeah,
That'd be ideal.
yeah.
Yeah.
Go.
Oh.
You've been talking the whole time.
I
Don't
know.
shut down now.
I didn't. Yeah, getting more shows would be great. I
Yeah.
really just wish my writing process was more solidified.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
more consistent, or I had like more of a process.
Respect the craft, Brett.
I'm trying
That's
to. I'm
all
gonna
you
just take
need.
Tyler's
Take- yeah,
advice.
take
Try
Tyler's
to
advice.
respect the craft a little more.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I feel like in San Francisco I was doing shows every night, and now I do a show like a month.
Yeah, you think that's because
so it's hard to.
You need to build it back, or because of your effort?
I think there aren't as many comedy shows.
Yeah,
there's definitely
here.
not.
Like in San Francisco,
market.
everyone was like running shows, and we had so many people who like wanted to go out to shows.
Yeah.
Whereas like Oklahoma culture is like, oh, I spend weekends playing board games with my husband in my home.
Yeah, and like for such
that's just such a culture shift.
Pretty nice though. That
It's
nice.
really nice.
Yeah.
I just am like, oh, it's not like a bunch of people who are like, we're gonna go out every night.
I don't know if it's weird for our scene, but like for a relatively small scene, there's a lot of just like stupid beef.
Yeah.
Yes, that's something
and that's really hurting us. I'm just like, can everyone just kind of focus on just being funny? Yeah. Can we just respect the craft?
Yeah. What about, is that long term?
Long term, I'd like to move to maybe a bigger city and start doing a little more stand up. I think we just don't have like, I don't know if it's because of COVID or what it was like before here, but we just don't have that many mics or shows like in general.
Yeah.
Which would be nice to like try to build back up.
They're slowly getting more, but it's like it's nothing compared to
it comes in waves. I feel like.
Definitely. Definitely.
Like you'll get a mic and then it'll like for whatever reason close down, and then
I've only been doing it 3 years, and the amount of changes in that time.
I have crazy. I have a document in my phone of OKC mics from whenever I started.
Yeah.
And not a single one is still running.
Damn.
But it's just like there's still mics. It's just like the turnover's been.
That's weird.
100%.
It has been high turnover.
Cody?
I would say short term. I just want to get a lot better. I'm not as concerned with like doing shows or number of spots. I just want it to be something where I can be proud of my skill level versus amount of time I've been doing it.
Yeah. Is there a marker for that though? Short term?
No, I would say it's much more vague in general, but I just want to construct a joke that I'm like, that's really solid.
Yeah.
Like that is something that is serviceable.
As a friend, take your set yesterday as like a good marker.
I was going to say
it was okay.
That was a very funny set.
I think every joke in that set that you wrote is serviceable, no?
Yeah, definitely, absolutely.
I think I sell them pretty hard, but long term, I don't know if I have the capability to be a great comic, so I don't really have like long-term goals in comedy like I did when I was like first starting out.
Is it that thing of like what I was talking about where you're like, this feels delusional and crazy to even put this out?
Maybe. It feels a little more realistic where it's like, man, like if I like when I see great comics, like I know how hard it was to go from a good golfer to a professional. And I don't know if I have the ability to become a great comic.
Yeah.
So that's why I like to, focus on the entrepreneurship stuff, because it's like, if I can make a lot of money, then it doesn't matter if I ever get that good,
Yeah.
So yeah, short term, I just would like to become a serviceable comedian. Basically, my goal is by year 5, or by not by year 5, but by 5 years of doing it. Tyler with Coke Zero. That is, I love seeing that.
It's very nice.
Somebody from the Diet Coke camp willing to cross the picket line.
To be fair, it's all that was available, but
But even
it's
so,
good. It's good.
I appreciate it.
I didn't know Coke people would beef with other Coke people.
Diet Coke all
like
the way.
Diet versus Zero, you know?
I could have a Diet Coke.
In my mind, they're the same thing.
No.
I just think by
They're
the time
both like
I've been doing it
zero-calorie
5 years.
You have like a soda that you like, or a diehard.
Yeah.
Like when I go to a place and they're like, "Oh, we only have Pepsi products."
folk.
I'm like, "Let's get up. We're leaving.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
ridiculous."
The one time I was like, "Can I get a Dr. Pepper?" And they're like, "Will Mr. Pibb do?" And that was the one time I was like, "No, it won't." that one is not unacceptable.
He lacks the education that I require in my beverages.
That's criminal. This only has 22 flavors.
The doctor's pepper. Sorry, what was the rest of your long term?
No, short term is just like by the time I'm 5 years and 1,000 performances in, I want to know if I have the potential to be good or not.
Do you have a marker? Do you keep track of every performance?
Yeah, yesterday was 598.
Ooh.
So
you still got 400 performances.
And 2 years to get there.
That's a lot.
Oh, easy.
And I average the first year and a half that I was doing comedy, I wasn't doing near as many spots.
Yeah.
So now I average about 270 a year. So I should pass 1,000 by the time I'm 5 years in.
Yeah. So can I ask you have like a goal of like getting better, quote unquote, but like yesterday's set was good, right? It was like by the end of the set, it was like to me, it was like if you had 3 more minutes, that place would have been on fire.
Yeah.
In my opinion,
maybe.
The last 2 you really
given
settled
it felt like trajectory wise, it was like the set was like, and then it was like kind of like,
Yeah.
On the like
By the end, it was like boom, 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 boom.
So where in your serviceable thing is that cutoff, or is there one?
I want to have cleaner jokes with really good structure where I don't ever have to like riff or save a line. Obviously, like if you're building material, that's a huge part of it. But I want to have the ability to deliver a clean set with, that is not just good jokes, but a very distinct tone, personality. It really stands out. It's not just like that guy's a good comic. It's like, well, he's doing something different.
Yeah.
So I want to do something different. I want to be able to do it clean and do really well. I don't have any of that yet. So I have 2 years to try to get there. And then long term, if by 5 years in and 1,000 performances that there is potential, then maybe it's something I could try to invest in long term.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to be realistic. I just don't know if I have the capability to become that good. And so to tell myself like, I'm gonna like, be this super famous, awesome comedian, I just don't know if I have the capability to do that. So I think long term, I would love to make enough money, or I can pay some people part time to produce the podcast, to help me with some video editing, so that I can actually do it, and it'll be fun. Yeah. So I think that's my.
I just remember Jesselnick going on Theo Vaughn's podcast, and he was like, "What made you like keep doing it when you thought you weren't going to be good or whatever?" And he was like, "I just thought it would be more embarrassing to tell people that I used to do stand up than I do stand up now." And I heard that, and I was like, "Oh fuck, I have to keep doing this."
That's tough. Are we signing off?
I guess we're signing off, dude.
I think we need to sign off.
This was fun.
Okay. I'm gonna go take a shower. Okay, I need a pee.
Yeah, well, do what you got to do.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
Goodbye.